on up in here. We're about to have the conversation. Y'all know how we do. Get me the 3,000 likes. We'll start bringing people up.
Jeans barely hang on her hips as she walks. Teeth going past her lips. The way she talks. Said to get you gone every night. No goodbyes. You can linger long by my side. No love lines. Big hair. Don't care. It's alright. Why she looks so good in such a natural state. Bare face. Don't change. Hey, hold up. Wait. Why she looks so good in such a natural state. Thick in and out of her bones. Eating good.
Me. How you doing?
Mind on her own.
Peace, beloved.
A good girl like her at the house being taught she was really bad on her couch. Getting caught. I'd complain, but big hair. Don't care. Why she looks so good in such a natural state. Bare face. Don't change. Why she looks so good in such a natural state. Don't tell me that you don't.
Come on up in here. We about to get to it.
Trying to tread on your toes. She looks so good.
She looks so good.
How to scratch on your nose. She looks so good. You know. She looks so beautiful. She don't. The heart set me so. Is he in for a go? He looks so good. You hope. You know.
Y'all know I'm versatile with these with this pen, y'all. When it comes to writing,
Big hair, don't care. Why she looks so good in such a natural state. Bare face.
I'll probably release this one like in a couple days, just as a bonus.
So good in such a natural state.
Y'all come on up in here. We about to get to it. Been in the lab all day cooking. So here's the top. We're talking about, y'all know what we're talking about. We're talking about Jay-Z and Diddy today. Should FBA get behind Jay-Z and Diddy? That's what we're talking about today. Okay? I'll put the topic up. Those who are coming in, just come on up in here. I'm just playing a little bit of some of my music for, while we get the room full here. I'll probably release that song that y'all just heard. Just give me a couple days. Give me a couple days. I got a new banger for y'all though. I've been in the lab all day cooking. I work over here, man. We don't watch. See, let me tell y'all something, man. The secret is to keep your creativity, right? To keep the creative juices flowing constantly. How do you do that? Well, one of my secrets is I never decide what I'm gonna wear. What do I mean by that? I don't waste time trying to look fly and trying to put together some fly gear, because to me, that's wasting my creative juices, right? I let other people dress me. I let them use their creative juices to put me together. Because I don't got time for it. I got like a few outfits that I know I look good in, and I'll go out and buy 5 pair of jeans, 5 pair of black shirts, some nice sneakers, and that's it. I don't want to waste my creative. See, I like to keep my creative energy flowing. Now that I got my wife here, I don't need to pay nobody to put me together. Now that's my wife's job. Now I can focus all my creative energy on the task at hand. I don't gotta waste time doing nothing. Listen, When I go to the barber, they know what makes me look fly, and they get me right. I don't want to waste energy, time, creative. I want to keep my creativity. I want to always stay in an inspired state. So when it comes to music, when it comes to putting together these podcasts, when it comes to talking to my people, I want to leave my creative energy and my intellect for that. I don't want to waste it on something that's dumb. You see how that works? So that's why I'm able to pump out this music, keep my pen game strong, keep my creative juices flowing. When I go in the lab, I don't really need to waste time in the lab, because I go in the lab already bringing the inspiration, already knowing what I want to do, how I want it to sound, and it's just like boom, and I just knock it out. I'm a professional now. When you got your 1,000 hours in, it's a wrap. It's a wrap. But let me I got some new music for y'all. So y'all come on up in here. We talking about should FBA get behind Jay-Z and Diddy. We still talking about that. But y'all give me a moment here. Let me try to pull something together for y'all. This may or may not go on the album. I'm not 100% sure. Any of this music right here, I'm not 100% sure. The only thing I know for sure is the FBA only, and maybe the Snitch and Tellin' song is going on the album. Right now, I'm just letting my creative energies just flow. I'm producing, I'm putting things together. But I don't really know what the album's gonna look like yet. So y'all tell me what y'all like and what y'all want to hear, and it may or may not make the album. I don't know. Okay, where is my song at? What happened to it? Okay, hold on. Hold on. Give me 1 second, y'all. We still talking about should we get behind Jay-Z and Diddy. And, y'all tell me, because my mindset, just to kind of prerequisite everything, my mindset is, if you're in Hollywood, if you're in the entertainment industry, I'm already looking at you sideways. Just me. But let me know what y'all think of this right here. I tried to do a banger. I wanted to get something that y'all can bop to. I tried to go dig into my West Coast bag and really give it to y'all. So y'all let me know what y'all think of this right here. Y'all let me know what y'all think of this right here. Do it for the culture. You know what it is. West side. Let's do it for the culture. I'ma do it for my FBA. I'ma do it for my people. I'ma do it cause I'm FBA. 2 steps for my people. Move the line forward every day. I'ma spend on my people. Black on, do it every day. We rising up, that's the vibe we on. Every dollar in my hand got a righteous home. Keep it in the fam, circulated strong. Black on, black excellence is where I belong. From the block to the boardroom, making the way. Respect for the queens, kings paving the way. Sunday cookouts, love shining through the day. We supporting every hustle, every dream we portray. FBA, that's the lineage, legacy flows. Built this nation from the ground, everybody knows. Love my brothers, love my sisters, we the heart and the soul. From the hood to the burbs, we keep the culture in control. For the culture, I'ma do it for my FBA. I'ma do it for my people. I'ma do it cause I'm FBA. 2 steps for my people. Move the line for every day. I'ma spend on my people. I'ma spend on my people. Do it every day. Hands up for the neighborhoods we love so much. Building up the block, every hand's a touch. Buying black, yeah, the vibe's so clutch. We protect and respect, that's the golden trust. From the jazz of the past to the beats of the day. FBA been the wave, always paving the way. Entrepreneurs grind, homies lifting the chains. Breaking through ceilings, now we changing the game. Black love, black pride, we the beacon of light. Generational wealth, we securing it right. From Crenshaw to Harlem, we igniting the night. West Coast energy, this our birthright. I'ma do it for the culture. I'ma do it cause I'm FBA. I'ma do it for my people. I'ma do it cause I'm FBA. This is for my people. Pulling time for every day. I'ma spend on my people. I'ma spend on my people. Do it every day.
watch the family grow. From the corner store hustle to the CEO. We supporting every dream, let the seeds we sow flourish into black power, that's how we glow. All my people stay solid like pyramids do. Every step's for the future and the past stays true. Respect the grind, every legend that paved it for you. FDA in my blood and the pride stays too. We invest in each other, keep the love in rotation. Celebrate the culture, elevate the foundation. Every move that we make's a unification. Black love, black strength, this is a celebration. I'ma do it for the culture. I'ma do it for my FBA. I'ma do it for my people. I'ma do it cause I'm FBA. 2 steps for my people. Move the line forward every day.
Keep going over there.
Spend on my people. Black gon' do it every day.
All right, that's enough of that. Let's get to it, y'all. This is the topic today. Should FBA get behind Jay-Z and Diddy? Now we're doing a late night. This is a late night talk. I'm not gonna be long. I gotta wake up early in the morning. We're holding our business syndicate tomorrow. So if you're subscribed to the channel, you're automatically part of the business syndicate, and you have to be FBA. You can definitely support the channel if you're non-FBA, but to be a part of the business syndicate, you have to support the channel and you have to be FBA. Okay, so we're going to do that Saturday and Sunday, every Saturday and Sunday. I'm rocking with the subscribers, and we're trying to do something magnificent for the family, build a black-owned business. I got some ideas also. We have to instill trust, right? We have to have trust with each other. We have to trust one another, especially when we're talking about doing business, especially when there's money involved and things like that. We have to make sure that we are righteous all the time. That nobody, you're trustworthy. You have to be trustworthy. You have to be someone. You have to be thorough, for lack of a better word. You have to be thorough. If you're not thorough, nobody wants to be in business with you. Nobody wants to be around you, and nobody wants to be in the midst of scammers and people who steal and con and things like that. So, that's not us. But because we watch so much media and television, and because we do hear all the bad stories, the bad anecdotal stories, and we don't hear enough of the powerful stories and the good stories, we tend to be untrusting. For a long time, white men come in and tell you anything and you believe it, but your own people tell you doubt it. So one of the things I want to do is I want to demystify that within our culture and within our people, so we can get back to how we used to move and respond with our ancestors in the 50s, 60s, and 70s, and coming right out of chattel slavery. We stuck together, and we got to get back to that, because we're all we got. We are 100% all we got. And if I can't trust you and you can't trust me, then there's no integrity. Once the integrity is out, it's like a free-for-all. And if you look at what's going on in a lot of the African countries, there's no integrity. Let's just keep it a buck. There's no integrity in their culture. They lost it. They look at everybody as a puppet. Everybody's trying to get over on them. Everybody's worried about themselves. It's seriously a crabs in a barrel mentality. And that's why there is no unity. And that's why you have a lot of these tethers when they come over here. These tethers are not loyal. And that's the problem. That's why they're in our midst and they're just not loyal. They just can't be trusted. Because they come from a country where integrity has been breached. Am I lying? Am I lying, family? When you come from a country where you can't trust your food because you don't know if that place is clean or not. You can't trust people with money. You can't trust your government to do right by you and take care of you. And we have issues like that even here in the United States, But even though we have some bad things going on over here, there still is enough integrity in business and in the day-to-day that we can still trust society to a certain extent. But we, as a foundational Black American people, we have to get back to where we can trust each other again, so we can start doing business with each other. And one of the things that will help us get to where we need faster, without having to wait and depend on others, or on banks, or on governments, or on some type of assistance, is we have to pool our money together, and we have to start doing things in a phenomenal way. This is just an idea that I want to pitch to. I was talking about this earlier today. My wife, a couple of my, one of my buddies, we were talking about pooling money together, building a compound, things like that, and just working with each other so we can get ahead faster, right? And this is just an idea, and this is something that I think that if we use it correctly, we could collapse time frames. And I think we have a short window, a 4-year window, that we don't have time to invent necessarily anything new. We need to work with the things that we already have. Is there a way that we can pull that a little closer? Actually, I just want to feel it. I'm cold. Yeah, there we go. Thank you. Yeah, that'll work right there. Oh yeah, that'll work. So yeah, imagine, and this is just an idea. Imagine if we had 30 people. 30 people. Just make the number clean. 30 people is going to represent 30 months. So 30 months is about 2.5 years. Let's say we were able to put together, make it a clean number, $400,000 a month. I mean, not 400,000. Excuse me, $400 a month per person. $400 a month per person. 400 times 30 is 12,000. So every month, somebody, based on a lottery, somebody is getting $12,000 a month. What if we're able to pool those resources together and take that $12,000 that we all put into, and we go out and buy land? We buy land for $12,000 for 30 months straight. We find a realtor, they go out, they find the land, we purchase the land, and now we got 30 parcels of land that everybody owns, that each individual person can own, based off of the money that they pulled together and raised on their own. We can start doing some amazing things. And then let's say that each person, instead of them buying separate land, what if we just pooled our money together? So that's 12,000 times 30. What is 12,000 times 30? Somebody do the math on that. Let me see, 6, 3. Is that 360,000? Now we done raised $360,000 in 2.5 years, in 30 months. And we go out and buy one big parcel of land with that. And everybody owns 1/30th of the property. And we do whatever we want. We can build a hotel. We can build, we can put homes on there, compounds on there, shopping malls, shopping centers, gas stations, farms, whatever we want. We can do whatever we want with that money. But when the love and the trust is there, we can do anything. When the love and the trust is involved, we can do anything. See, we have the means right now to just point at somebody and create a millionaire just like that. We control $1.9 trillion. 1.9. How difficult is it? How difficult is it to just point, to just support. There's 43 million of us here in the United States. What if we're able to just point, support, pick a person out of the community and support them, and they become a millionaire overnight? Instead of us waiting, instead of us begging YT, instead of us trying to have YT put us on, what if we're able just to go back to supporting ourselves and putting each other on? Just think about that for a minute. What if we're able to do that? And we're about to get to Jay-Z. Should FBA get behind Jay-Z and Diddy? Because I want to know how the family feels about that. Let me go ahead and share the live real quick. Do me a favor, y'all. Share the live. Share the live. Share the live. Let's get the live out there. Share the live. Ooh. Do that. Don't forgive me. Let me fix this. Try it like that. There we go. That's a little better. Give me 1 second. Let me share the live real quick, y'all. Get the live out there. Let's get some more people in the room. Y'all do me a favor, share the live, 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 share the live. Y'all do me a favor, share the live. And let's get our people in the room, man. Let's make some things happen. So our brother King Vincent's up today. Let's get to it. So y'all tell me, this is what I want to know. Are we supporting Diddy? Are we supporting Jay-Z? Are there any proof or facts? I think Diddy's trial comes up in, I think, March or May of next year. I think y'all heard that Jay-Z's under some allegations that are just, wow. Wow. I can't even imagine. To be honest with you. I don't know if Jay-Z is guilty or not, but I'm going to tell you like this, it looks bad. Just the allegations alone, it looks bad. And being associated with a character like Diddy, it just looks bad. And I think the problem is, and this is my thing. Everybody wants to, when you see something that's not right, just you turning a blind eye to it, to me, makes you complicit. Does that make sense? Am I making sense to anybody? To me, if you see something that's wrong and you not saying nothing, you're just as bad. I remember, I'm gonna tell y'all some of my college stories when I was in college, right? I played college football, and I don't really get down with hood chicks, but I tried. I tried it. I had this hood chick. She was slanging. She was, how do I say it? I want to be TikTok friendly. She was a hustler. I'll just say it like that. I had this hood chick at one time in college, and she was a hustler. And she was way too aggressive for me, way too masculine for me. I really didn't like her all like that, but she was cool. She was real cool. I mean, I can't knock it. She was like the cool homegirl type. And I really wasn't feeling her like that, but I dated her, okay? And she was so cool, you know, she was like, oh, you need girls? Oh, I got girls. And it's like me and my partners, you know, my brother and, you know, a couple people from the football team. And she had these foreign exchange students, these Korean girls, and she brought them over to the house. So all my boys was happy, but it was like there was not enough. There was too many guys and only 3 women. So the woman I was with and 2 Korean girls, and it was me, my brother, my other homeboy from the football team, and my 2 roommates who happen to be white dudes from Texas. Okay, so the 2 white dudes from Texas had 1 girl, 1 Korean girl, and then my brother and this other dude, I'm not gonna mention his name, he had they had another girl. And then I was with my girl. So it was like, I don't know what was going on, if they were sharing. To me, it was like, you know, at this point, she just got to choose. And if you don't get chosen, you just don't get chosen. You know what I'm saying? But that's what was going on in my mind. It was too many brothers, not enough women. I had mine. She happened to be a hood chick. And I was cool with it. Whatever. I'm in the room doing whatever, I'm in the front room. I gave my brother and the other dude my room. I'm in the front room, and then in the other room was the other Korean girl, right? So I go back there just to check on him, and I see all of a sudden, like, the girl, the Korean girl, I guess they was about it. Like, she's walking around with a long shirt on and underwear, walking around in the room, and I'm like, okay, cool, I guess that's what they want to do. I don't know. You know, it's all good. Whatever y'all want to do. I check in on my brother, and, you know, same scenario, same situation. So I'm like, okay, cool. So I go back, you know, I'm messing with the girl I'm with. And then all of a sudden I hear, you know, some commotion. Like somebody wasn't cooperating or something. So, you know, I'm with the girl. She's like, man, they better not be doing nothing to my friends back there that they, you know, blah, blah, blah. Go back there and check on them. The hood girl's telling me, go back there and check on the 2 Korean girls. So I go and, like I said, I go and check on one, and seems like they're cool. I go and check on my brother and the other dude, and then I'm like, what's going on? And the girl's like, him not okay. Him not okay. Him had lead deep. Him had lead deep. And I'm like, what? And I walk in the room and I see my boy, you know, my brother's fully clothed. The girl is half naked. And I don't want to say his name. The other brother, he got his pants all the way off, and he's holding you know what. And the girl is like super uncomfortable. She's not liking what was going on. And the girl was like, my brother was okay. She's like, she liked my brother, but she didn't like the other dude. She didn't like the other dude. And dude, you know, when, you know, I don't know, man. Dudes get these complexes because they play football. Like, you know, all the women's supposed to want them or something because they play football. So they had that type of mentality. And I had to tell dude, listen, dude, if she don't like you, leave her alone. Matter of fact, she chose my brother. So why don't you just go home? And dude was mad. He was like, that's not how we get down. We don't get down like that. We don't get down like that. Blah, 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 blah. We don't get down. I said, brother, well, you're not about to do nothing that in this house that this girl don't want. If she don't want you, she don't want you. So you need to go. And I kicked dude out my house. The other girl, she was cool, I guess, with my other 2 roommates. Like, she was walking around, t-shirt, panties, everything was cool. She wasn't complaining. But when I walked into my brother's room, the girl kept saying, him had Lindy, him had, you know, she was saying, you know, in the best English that she didn't like him because he wasn't, he wasn't what he didn't have the package. And when you walk in the room and there's 2 guys and 1 girl and you the only dude holding on to your package, and the girl's like she don't want you, brother, you got to go, you know. But I remember that situation. I kicked dude up out the house, and he was mad. He was butthurt, and you know, he was like, "That's not, that's not how we get down. We don't get down like that. We don't, you don't know. I'm a star. I'm a star. Don't she know I'm a star?" I said, "Brother, you not what she chose, so you got to go." So he was mad. You know, the relationship was all messed up and things like that. But I bring that up to say that if I see something that's out of place, I don't ignore it. I check it right there. The way my dad raised me, I check it all right there. Like, you know, matter of fact, after that incident, probably like 3-4 months later, 6 players on my football team, they were under allegations of rape. 6 players. And one of them was the dude I just kicked out of my house. So I'm telling you this story because to me, if you see something and you don't do anything about it or say something, you're complicit. Too many things go wrong when you mind your business, when you see something that's out of place, when you see something that's wrong. So many things now imagine if I just minded my business and didn't say nothing and just said, well, shoot, it ain't me. And I go in the front room and deal with my chick, and then all of a sudden these allegations start coming out, and all of a sudden I'm part of it even though I did nothing. I was minding my business. I was like, well, shoot, she's the one walking around with her t-shirt and panties. I mean, she's a grown woman. These are college people. So I bring that up to say, do we rock with Jay-Z? Because we know he was hanging with Diddy. And we know that there are allegations coming up against Jay-Z. Now, I'm not saying they're real or not. I'm saying we got to wait and see. We got to wait and see. But do we rock with them because they're FBA? Do we rock with Jay-Z and Diddy because they're FBA? That's all I want to know, family. What do y'all think? Should FBA get behind Jay-Z and Diddy? Are they our icons and we just need to prop them up and protect FBA completely and not call out the BS? Not call out the buffoonery. Just turn the blind eye to what? I mean, all this is allegedly, so we don't know if it's true. But I'm going to tell you like this. Allegations like that, that's some serious allegations. And I'm gonna tell you how you don't get allegations like that put on you. You don't hang around people who are not righteous. You don't hang around people that is seen in that light, that are out there doing stuff. You don't hang around with those type of people. Diddy, everybody knows Diddy loves to party. Everybody knows that after a certain time, the party changes and certain people need to go home and certain people stay. Everybody knows it. Everybody knows Hollywood is really a code word for Holly weird. Everybody knows that you may look one way on the movie screen or in entertainment industry, but there's some down low going on. I tell people all the time, and I stand on this. Don't be in no studio, in nobody else's studio at 12 midnight working on your album. You get your work done by 3 p.m. and you take your butt home. You go up in there with your people. You don't go hang around with new people. I know you gotta network and be in different cat studio, but you bring you some thorough cats with you. You don't be out there alone. Because before you know it, Whatever you smoking on is laced. Whatever you drinking on is spiked. And before you know it, you don't even remember what happened. But later on down the line, they got these pictures just pop out of nowhere. And now you stuck between a rock and a hard place. So I'm just saying, do we ride with Jay-Z and Diddy because they're FBA? Do we stand for righteousness, or do we just say, you know what, man, FBA all day, every day, we back our own, we stay on code, and we don't question it? And I'm not saying Jay-Z or Diddy are guilty. I'm gonna tell you one thing. If you grown and you at a Diddy party, where is all the 30,000 children that are missing? Great point. I don't know. That's a great point. Where is the 150,000 of our people that's... Great point. Are we saying Jay-Z and Diddy did it? I don't know. Are we saying Jay-Z and Diddy did it? I don't know. But I'm just like, listen. You can't put nobody in jail for baby oil. I don't care how freaky they are. You can't put them in jail for baby oil. I haven't heard or seen no real charges yet come to Diddy. We're going to find out during the trial. And I'm not saying Diddy's innocent. I'm definitely not saying he's guilty of something. I'm going to say it like that. But I don't know if he's guilty of what they're trying to hit him with. That's all I'm saying. And Jay-Z, I mean, we don't even know who the person is that is making up these charges because they're not named. And it's really not a criminal, it's a civil thing that they're going after. So I'm always like, when money's involved, I mean, if a crime was committed, why is it all about money? Why aren't you trying to lock them up? So I'm asking the FBA family, are we getting behind Jay-Z? Are we getting behind Diddy because they're FBA? Or do we just call out, hey, we got some bad apples, and distance ourselves from that? That's what I want to know. Should FBA get behind Jay-Z and Diddy? Plain and simple. Because I've never met Diddy in person, never met Jay-Z in person. I met Jay-Z's drummer before, and I wasn't impressed. And I don't mean like he was supposed to show me anything or perform or anything for me. I'm just, the energy, the vibe, just, I wasn't feeling dude. The energy was off. You know, if I get bad energy between me and somebody, I'm not sticking around. I went to a party one time, and you know, man, let me tell you something, man. I know the drinks in there was laced. That's why I don't go to industry parties. I know. And thank God I had some thorough people with me, and I was able to make it home safe and sound. Thank God. And also a distraction that's happening in CPS and the okay. Yeah, man. I mean, if we're talking about the biggest traffickers, I would think that's the U.S. government. I would definitely think that's the U.S. You know, with all the Epsteins and the Diddys, and now supposedly Jay-Z. Anybody know about 𝗔𝗶𝗴𝗵𝘁𝘀𝗀𝗶cie? 𝗔𝗶𝗴𝗵𝘁𝗂 I'm from California, so we used to hear things like, she be in those stud clubs. Was he with 𝗔𝗶𝗴𝗵𝘁𝘀𝗁 Jay-Z? So there's a lot of things that y'all don't know about Hollywood or Hollyweird. And my thing is like, and this is just me. This doesn't have to be y'all. I don't trust anybody, in especially black or any. I don't put stock in any entertainer, any actor. To me, they all work with the agencies. They all have handlers. They can't really do nothing for the black community, because if they do, they'll get their money cut off. So why do I don't look up to these cats. And I don't feel sorry for none of these cats. I don't respect none of those cats. I don't respect them. I really don't. I just don't respect. I don't respect people on TV. I just don't. Because in my mind, this is not true. This is not. I'm not saying everybody on television is like this, but in my mind, they did something strange for a little bit of change. Nothing in Hollywood is handed to you without wanting something in return. If somebody puts you on, you must believe they want you to perform a certain way, or they'll take you off. That's just how I see it. I really can't see it any other way. I tell the family all the time, we do not trust people that we do not trust black people on television, because those are props and those are tokens at best. Those people that we see on television, they can't do anything for our community because they're not allowed to. They're 100% controlled. Whether they're doing something strange for a little bit of change or not, they are definitely under somebody's control, because somebody is paying them. Somebody is looking at them as, as an influencer to a certain extent. And as long as you're influencing for their company and that company's making money, they love you. But the moment you step out of bounds, the moment you do something they don't like, they cancel you. They throw you to the wolves. All your secrets come out. That's why I say it's not good to be out here hanging around with nefarious people, or people with bad manners and people with bad reputations. Because you hang around those people with bad reputations, you're going to have those same reputation whether you want it or not. If you hang around Diddy, don't you think people are going to suspect you part of the baby oil crew? If Diddy come up and put his arms around you and embrace you, isn't people gonna look at you that, man, you probably, they're gonna look at you a certain way. Birds of a feather flock together. So my thing is, are we getting behind Jay-Z and Diddy because they're FBA? Are we just saying, you know what, we just gonna stay on code and we gonna not let them bring down our icons? And this could very well be, could be what that is, All of a sudden, the moment Diddy sue 𝗖𝗁, he gets in trouble. And now Jay-Z's catching strays because of what Diddy did. But did y'all see the NFL? Did y'all see the NFL that they're backing Jay-Z? That they're not shying away from Jay-Z? Because just charges like that alone, most companies will leave you alone. Most companies like, oh no, that makes our brand look bad. You got to go. Everything we promised to give you, guess what? It's null and void now because you breached the contract. You breached the contract. You breached the contract. I've been hearing, I don't know if y'all been on these YouTube streets, but I've been hearing things, and, just on these YouTube streets, not that it's real or anything like that. Everything is alleged. Nothing's really real. It could all be a money grab, It can all be a money grab. It can all be a way to humble FBA. These can 100% be lies on both Diddy and Jay-Z. Because they don't want foundational black Americans to get their shine. It could very well be that. But it also could very well be that These people make a lot of money for different people, and they don't want to lose that money, so they protect them. So Jay-Z could just be protected because he's Jay-Z and he has this global influence, and companies can use that. Same thing with Diddy. Companies can use the influence still of Diddy to sell, to make more money. And instead of throwing Diddy under the bus, they get him out and they work with him. So that's my thing, y'all. Y'all, anybody's welcome to come up. I just want to have the conversation real quick. I'm not going to be up here long, but I just want to know: are we back in Jay-Z? Are we getting behind Jay-Z? Let me bring some people up here. Are we getting behind Jay-Z? Are we rocking with Jay-Z? Are we rocking with Diddy because they're FBA? Y'all come on up here. Let's talk about it. Truth over lie.
Peace. I don't know enough about their personal lives and what goes on in their bedroom to know whether they did or did not. I know that there's video circulating that was allegedly, with little ones in the background, puffing. So I don't know, because is the video real? It could be, doctored. I don't know. Wasn't there. Don't know. The company that he keeps, I don't know who that lady is with the dark hair that's supposed to be some type of 𝗔𝗯ance woman or whatever the case may be. I don't know. What is all of that about? With the body of the look that appears, unalived and, for consumption. I don't know. I don't know. There's like a lot of weirdness, a lot of weird people doing weird things. I don't know about the T.D. Jakes and the swallowed incidents because, but he was moving like he was moving. That would indicate, just like Eddie Long, the late Eddie Long, before his stuff was aired, So I don't know. They do a lot of rituals, and I just think that this was just a part of another ritual, because let's look at it. Just a moment ago, we learned about Jeffrey Epstein and the Black Book, and the alleged princess or alleged royal family. Because who in the world? Look, I don't see no ancients coming out of that. But anyway, like all of these, just what just happened with, the Bides, pardoning their, pet son, when there's videos of him circulating, with the little ones and stuff. So, it's a distraction, and somebody's trying to swap curses. That's what I see. They're trying to get everybody's energy focused on these men, with alleged, oils and stuff like that. But what does that got to do? Like you're deliberately saying you uncovered this, you uncovered that, but you're not uncovering why, Biden let his son be pardoned when he, harmed a little one, You're not talking about that, on the news. That's not running on repeat, No. Even him himself is suspected, I personally remember watching the news at one point in time during the COVID, and them, in a cockpit of a plane saying, one of the politicians saying, he was never alone with my child. We was there the whole time. What was that about? But he still became president. Like, I don't know, people looking all scared. You could hear, the two parents right there sitting oddly in front of a camera, looking off to the side, trying to figure out where their what's happening to their children or their family members in the background, and they seemed like they were being forced to say certain things, to speak in favor of this person and stuff like that, even because of all the other stuff that was circulating about them. It's just a lot of weird stuff, you know, with weird people doing weird things. And so, no, we can't believe everything, you know, like they say, it's a stage. You know, everything they show us in these, you know, media things is a stage. And then it's just more distractions for them giving our money to these other people, and that they keep doing over and over again, and participate in mass G-sides. You understand? Like no, we're not going to be distracted. You know, we're not gnats. You know, we're not animals. You know, we're not easily distracted. All of this stuff, you know, the stuff that's going on with the food, the stuff that's going on with the economy, but they keep saying it's getting better, and they added this, but you first got to number all the stuff that was taken away, and then all of the stuff that's coming up with these, you know, plans and all this other kind of stuff that they have going on. So it's just a distraction.
I know, man, well said. I agree, man. I agree. You know, I don't trust anybody in Hollywood. I just don't. I just make a thing like, you know what? I don't know what's really happening, what's really going on, but I know something is going on. I just put it like that. I know something is going on. I'm not there in those rooms to know exactly what's going on, but I know something is going on. I still remember when Martin Lawrence was running around in the street talking about they're after me, they're trying to kill, they're trying to unalive me, and he was just I mean, what drives a man to that? What did he see? What kind of good drugs was he on to make him say those things? Y'all did y'all see the Netflix special with Jamie Foxx? Anybody hear about that?
Yeah, it's been a lot of them crying out in the street. Martin Lawrence is just one, you know. Chappelle was one. It's been a lot of them. You know, Kanye West went through his stuff. It's been a lot of them. And that's what happened when you're isolated and away from your people, and these, you know, effing people, you know, F with you. You need to have your own and separate yourself from these effing people, because that's what they do.
Everybody got them somebody that they ain't even known from high school hanging around them like they good buddies. Where are they family at? Where are the family members at that's supposed to be rocking with you and making sure you okay? It's like the moment they start making money, they distance themselves from the very people that they need to be close with. That's a very good point. I don't know. I'm just gonna wait, you know, I'm gonna be like everybody else, waiting to see what these trials are really talking about. If there's any real evidence of what's going on, I'm just gonna be waiting, because I don't know. But I don't know. Again, I don't know if that's something that we as FDA be concerned about. I think you're exactly right that it's a distraction at best to get our eyes off of what's really going on. And me personally, I don't like. I never really was a Jay-Z fan. I was more of a Nas, to be honest. And I never really liked Diddy, ever. But that's not enough for me to hate on them and try to want to destroy their lives. If they're innocent, they're innocent. But how many times are we going to say that these people are innocent when we know what the get down really is? To be in those circles, you have to move a certain way.
Yeah.
Like I said, I know for sure. I can tell you for sure that these industry parties, they putting stuff in your drinks. I can say that for sure. I don't go to none of those parties. I don't hang out. I don't drink. If I do, and if I ever went, and I have, I don't drink. I don't eat. I don't smoke. Nothing. I'm strictly there with my eyes wide open. And really I'm in and I'm out. Like I really don't even I don't even think I've stayed an hour at any of these places. I don't even think I stayed a whole hour.
You didn't raise her. His mama raised her.
Bro, go make me one of these.
What's up, Mills? You got a hot mic on you, brother.
I have one of those.
Let me put you on mute real quick, brother. DJ, how you doing?
Fine, how you doing
I'm doing all right. Doing
this
all
evening?
right. Yeah,
What's
no
going
problem.
on with you?
Just having a little late night. We come. This is my new
So,
time.
oh, let me see. Stop moving. You said that's your subject today?
Yeah, we talking about should we be even concerned with Diddy and Jay-Z, and should we be backing them because they're FBA?
I can't judge them. That's for sure. I mean,
Okay.
I can't judge them. You're innocent until proven guilty, but I'm sure, well, it's obvious about the Cassie girl. I mean, that's a no-brainer there. That's
I mean, we
not
saw the
even worth
video on
talking
that.
about no more because the proof is in the pudding on that. So, but
And she got paid. So
yeah,
the-
so,
the-
so
she
now
got
these
kicked
other
off.
allegations, the people need to come with receipts if this man did all of this. But I also seen a video footage of P. Diddy talking. I mean, I was really proud of him. He was talking about political stuff and what he wanted to do with his people, and he was going to put up all the money to gather us so we can have our own party.
Okay.
So I was like, okay, now that's the kind of Diddy I want to see. Not all this other stuff, these other snapshots and videos and coming up and, No, he was spot on. His idea was beautiful. Loved
Right.
it.
And then he had Revolt TV. He had all kind of things going for him that was positive. He was distancing himself from Ciroc, and then all of a sudden, these
But,
Alex.
I'm thinking, if he kept himself clean, but then the powers that be wanted him to do something he wasn't buying into it because it would change his personality, him wanting to be upright, an upstanding citizen and legit with his people. They'd have tried to throw chewing gum on him, to make something stick because, YT's culture is false propaganda. That's their history. That's how they operate. And as they say, you say it enough, play it enough, do it enough, it will be believed. And their people is the number one that will, a group of people that will, if you practice that, they believe it. They believe their own in a minute.
Right.
So I'm just watching. And if he did do a lot of heinous things, he needs to pay for it. And that's the same for Jay-Z. I'm not going to, just because they wanted me, I am not going to be sticking by them. And they did all these heinous things. Come on now. I don't understand people who have kids, get married, along the way. Now, he did some things in the past, but how did he handle as he moved on in life? Did he say he was sorry? Did he try to repair that situation with this minor? But, that person, that minor person at the time, they need to come with receipts.
Yeah, I think, man, that receipts need to be
Now,
shown.
can I ask a question?
Go ahead.
Did you vote?
Who, me?
Or DJ?
Yeah.
I did.
And who did you vote for, if you don't mind me asking?
I have no problem, honey. I voted for the Democratic Party. I wasn't interested in Kamala, but I also come from an era and a time. I know what I see, and I know when it quack like a duck, act like a duck, it's a duck. But I'd rather be proven wrong. I want to be proven wrong because that means everybody's going to be okay, no matter who it is. But if that duck is who I think the duck is, we in big time trouble. There's a huge shakeup coming. And I wanted to say to
Okay.
somebody, and
And did you
I know you
vote
wanted
for
to ask me
Biden?
something. I'm going to say this, and I'm going to be quiet and let you talk. Canada, I don't know if you guys heard what Canada had to say about this tariff and stuff. Tariff is not rocket. It's rocket science. That's what I wanted to say. It's wait a minute. It's not rocket science, because if you live in America and understand capitalism, understand the wholesale retail, you should be able to figure it out from there. Okay, so if he moves on the tariff, we are in big time trouble. They're not gonna stand by and do all that. But I did like something that Trump addressed, and that was NATO and the other. It's NATO, and then there's another group where you have these alliances. He said, "Y'all need to pay up. Your money. You need to come on up. Y'all lagging in your money. If this is allegedly true,
No,
because with him, I have to hear both sides of the fence.
no,
But if it's true, then they need to pay up."
let me. It is true, and let me say this: tariffs is a good thing. If we go back before income taxes and payroll taxes was introduced to America, that's how we survived. That's what made us wealthy. Tariff. We instilled something called the Marshall Plan. The Marshall Plan was where we lowered the tariffs so these failing countries can take advantage of our economy and build themselves back up.
So they're not gonna pass that cost on to us.
The cost is going to be passed. Don't get it wrong. The cost is going to be passed, but the benefits far outweigh the cost. You're going to
And
have more jobs. You're going to have more jobs. You're going to have more jobs in this country because now factories are going to come back because they don't want to pay those tariffs. So it's going to force companies that are going overseas to come back here and do business over here and pay the people. That's when it's going to create jobs.
We better hope
They
it
need
don't
to stop
backfire.
they need to stop incentivizing them to go overseas. That's what both parties did. That's what I
Well, you know
researched.
who did all of
They was
that,
giving
right?
them money.
White
They
she
was
calls
giving
that.
them money to go over there and send jobs overseas, and they said it was going to be a good thing for all of us. That's
No, no.
that's what they
That
said.
didn't mean
But the thing that I'm
The
talking about
benefit.
is not that. I was talking about this situation with ethics, and morals and all of this other kind of stuff.
Okay.
The thing with Jay-Z and Diddy or whatever, they're not, leaders, allegedly, quote unquote leaders, because, I don't even know why we having these people lead us anywhere, because, basically the history of everything lets us know that they're enemies. But, how do we like the fact that even though his son has video of what he did to a little one, that he pardoned him? And then people keep voting for this
Oh, what did he do, baby? What
Joker.
did he do?
A lot of people
People
don't
keep
know.
voting.
Speak on that.
People
I mean,
keep
we
Are
voting
you talking about
for
Biden's
this
son?
Joker when he
Biden does.
suspect himself. So
Okay,
yeah,
hold on. Let me say this real quick.
the whole piece of gate, that thing is most definitely real,
Pizza
but they keep
Gate?
saying it's a lie, but that's what's circulating. It's a whole bunch of stuff that is circulating,
His son looked
that
weird.
shows all of this stuff, but like I said, I remember just as clear as day watching the news and listening to politicians in a cockpit of a plane say,
Hold on real quick.
he was never around my child alone.
Hold on real
But
quick.
people still voted for him, though, to be
Yeah, I'm in the dark
president.
about that. I don't
Wow.
know anything
Hold
about
on real
that.
quick. I want to touch on a few things, but I want to go back to the tariff, and then I want to come back to what Truth Over Lies is talking about.
Okay.
Okay. Let me go back to the benefits of the tariff. One of the benefits of no tariff is more jobs. More jobs coming back to the
No
U.S.
tariffs or more tariffs?
More
Raising
tariff.
it. Oh,
Raising
okay.
the tariffs. Okay.
Okay.
Matter of fact, I'm about to release a PDF file that's going to be you're going to be able to click the link in my bio and get it for absolutely free. That's going to talk
Okay.
about the Marshall Plan, but I'm calling it the Black Marshall Plan, the FBA Marshall Plan, because that's what's been instilled with these low tariffs. These tariffs should have been We should have corrected the tariffs a long time ago. A lot of these countries, they don't need low tariffs anymore because they already have a thriving economy. But when they didn't have a thriving economy, we allowed them to tap into our thriving economy to rebuild their economy. So one of the things the tariffs going to do is going to bring back more jobs. But here's another thing that the tariffs is going to do. There's not going to be a need for income tax or payroll tax if we have tariffs. Because if we just set the tariffs, let's say we just set it to 25%.
Income tax and payroll tax.
Hold on.
Can I pause you on that? There are mothers that depend on that tax return, honey.
Hold on. Are you listening? Are you listening to what I'm saying?
You said income tax. There won't be no more payroll
income tax and no more payroll tax. What are you going to be depending on?
What does payroll tax consist of, baby?
Here's the thing. Here's the thing. I get what you're saying. But this is what I'm saying. We pay the older generation who done paid into it because the newer generation, they're not gonna get it. The older generation, y'all will get it, but the new generation won't get it because there's.
So it's gonna be a cutoff.
It's gonna have to be cut off, and it will get cut off.
Oh boy! Oh my God!
It will get cut off. Yeah, it will. It will because here's the thing. I'm a finance guy. And I'm gonna just say it like this. Your savings is your responsibility. It's nobody else's. It's not the government's. You should be saving money. If you're not saving money, you're crazy.
Ooh, that's a bunch of nonsense. You know why?
That's a can of worms right there.
At the end of the day, you get $50,000 for your retirement. Who can live off of $50,000?
Exactly.
$50,000 a month, a year, when you come out.
If you're living off of any, hold on.
When you retire, that's what you get for your pension.
Right, but no, there are no more pensions. There are. Who said?
Oh yeah, well, the pensions.
Nobody gets a pension. Nobody gets a pension anymore. Okay, but your Social Security, $1,000 a month is not going to solve any problems for you, ma'am.
And that too.
$1,000 a month. That's what you're trying to hold on to. The government giving you $1,000 a month. That's insane. That's no money. You can't pay one bill with that. You might be able to pay.
Just know that you're paying somebody else to live on $3,000 a month from the government with their Social Security, while you get less. Just think about that too.
It's a fail. It was good in thought, but it's failed. It's failed in real life. So
so when you do stuff like that, you're going to have to prepare or work something. You just can't. It's almost like snatching the rug when you do that. You can't do that to people.
No, it's not. No, ma'am. You finish paying. See, the older generation, they get it. You're gonna still get your Social Security.
Yeah, because I'm retired.
But the newer generation won't get it.
And I get more than $1,000 a month.
I got you. But it's based on how much you paid into it and how long you've been paying into it. You get what you get. But at the end of the day, the newer generation is not going to see that anyway. So so it's going to be cut off whether by default or whether by design. It's going to get cut off.
So you got to allow people to prepare for that in a reasonable length of time.
Well, see, that's why the tariffs are so important, because the tariffs is actually going to bring more money. It's going to balance the. See, not only is the tariffs going to bring back jobs, it's going to cut the deficit in half. It's going to cut.
I know, because this is YT's thing. Hold on. This is their game.
Let me just go through all the benefits and then you can.
Okay. All right.
Okay. No tariff. No high tariff means more business. More business coming back to America. More jobs. Less people unemployed. More people employed. Especially with him getting rid of all the immigrants. That's going to be good for us because now more Americans are going to get those jobs and less immigrants are going to get those jobs. You see how that works? And they're going to have to pay Americans what they're worth. So yeah, some goods will go up. It will go up, but in the future, you're going to have more money in your pocket. So imagine you making $100,000 a year, and because of taxes, you're only seeing 60. to 65,000 of that, and the rest goes to taxes, and then maybe you get anywhere from 2 to 10,000 back on your taxes. Imagine now you're seeing 95 to 100% of your money. So now if you got 100,000, now you're gonna see about 95,000. That's a big difference. That's a big difference right there. You got that money in your monthly pocket. So now if the goods are increased, which the goods aren't going to increase all like that, because now we're going to buy more American products. More American products are now going to be sold in America, and we make the best stuff anyway. If we're keeping it running. Buying that
Yeah, I just know some people are gonna get a whole lot of, especially my own. I'm gonna be, heartbroken for them, because
No, listen, save your money. Everybody needs to get in the habit of, if you might as well start it now than start later. You don't want a generation of people that continue not to save money.
well, they need to, they done took so much out of the schools,
own money.
so you need to be taught how to do all of that and budget.
If you don't put yourself on a saving plan, if you don't learn how to budget, you're in trouble.
I'm talking about the younger generation of
Well,
people.
that's the elementary. They don't teach you anything in the schools. They never did.
Well, look at China and all them.
If they was teaching you anything in the school, they would taught you how to be a producer and an entrepreneur. They would have taught you the various ways of how to sustain yourself and what it takes to sustain yourself. So they was just making worker bees. That's all they were doing.
Correct.
Let's just go ahead and keep it a buck.
Listen, the old age of industrialization, that phase is over. We're done with that. We're no longer in the analog stage. We're moved over into the digital realm. So if you don't upgrade to digital and you're still working off an analog, you're behind anyway. We no longer need to be going to school for 8-10 hours a day. We no longer need our kids to do it, because now we're much smarter than that. We're more efficient than that. We got greater technology and greater tools than that we don't have to do that.
I was seeing some video footage where they were teaching the kids before they even start really educating them. They teach them how to relate to society. They have to clean the classroom. They have to learn mannerism. They have to understand how to treat seniors and things. They start learning that in the first semester, a year or so of their schooling, and then they take them into.
They're doing that right now in Japan. They're doing that right now in Japan.
Who's doing? Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Yeah,
they do that already. So that's why those kids they seem to be smarter than us. It's not that they're smarter than us. It's just that they're coming out of. They're coming. Most Asians, they got two schools they go to. They go to public school, and then they go to their Asian school, whatever ethnic group they belong to. They go to that school. So they keep their culture, and they pass down that mindset that they want their kids to have.
Well, YT is just they not allowing. Man, I remember when you didn't have to try to supply the school with supplies and all that. The government and everything took care of that. They supposed to.
No, you're supposed to take care of your kids. You're supposed to take care of your kids. You're not supposed to trust no government to take care of your kids.
No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm talking about the school supplies. That's what I'm talking about.
Well, yeah, if you pay taxes to that, that school needs to be up to par. But
now you got to help the teachers and the school to have supplies. That's ridiculous.
I get you, but I'm like this. I'm 100% for taking responsibility of your family.
Yeah, but the school, your family, yes.
I know
but
that
the
y'all
school
are crediting a lot of things to Asia, but I'm looking at the unaliving rate of self-unaliving rate. Who's at the number one is Africa. The next one followed by Asia.
What you mean, the kids?
Coming in the third, and America is the fourth, and Oceania is the fifth, and South America is coming in last, which is the sixth. Yeah, so let's not accredit them too much about anything in reference to the socializing and psychological and everything.
Oh, you talking about Japan and how they do their
kids? Person.
You talking about Japan? How they do that?
Children are very struggling. They struggling.
Are you speaking up on because we were talking about Japan and stuff like that? That's where you come from? Because you kind of lost me. I'm sorry. I apologize, Drew.
I think she was just talking about that.
No, it's not about losing you. It's about getting understanding about what makes success in our young people,
Right.
and it's clearly not anything they're doing because these young people are self unaliving.
In Japan and the Asian countries, or here in America.
I just went down the list. The first one is Africa. The second one is followed by Asia. The third, Europe. Then North America. Then Oceania. Then South America.
Oh.
Can I say something?
Let FBA get behind Jay-Z and Diddy.
Who's that?
Yeah, go ahead. My bad, bro. Yeah.
Who was
That was
talking?
Emmett.
Emmett,
Ogun talking, but Emmett wanted to talk.
Emmett, go ahead, Emmett.
How you doing, my brother?
Doing good, brother. Doing good, brother.
How's everybody doing? You know, we friends, and I follow your page. You know, I watch you all the time, and
Appreciate it.
you know, I'm not a stranger on the platform. You already know I'm from Africa, but I live in the United States. You know, my kids is from here, so I love this nation, but I know where I'm from. The only thing that made me to click on is when you were talking about how when China, when people bring in goods or business in the United States, I just feel that, and you know, the information you were giving about Torres, it was not the right information. So I was just trying to come in and.
How so? What did I say that was wrong? What did I say about China or Asia? What did I say?
What? No, I think that was her.
Oh, okay, it's fine. I just want to talk to my brother on that. Brother, do you own a business right now?
Yeah, I do.
Okay. Now,
are you talking about the tariffs, or are you talking about? So what are you talking about?
yeah, the tourist brother. Yeah, the information was
Okay.
it was not correct. In the sense, at the end of the day,
So why?
you know that.
So let me ask you. You say you're in America. You say you love America. You're for America.
Oh, you know me. You know
Why
me.
would you be so I'm asking, if you say you're for America, why would you be against higher tariffs for other countries who haven't been paying their fair share, when I know for 100%, right, that the tariffs are higher for American made goods in other countries.
All right, now.
That's a fact.
Yeah, I'm not gonna argue with you. I just want to let you know that if you give me the opportunity, then I will come in with my piece.
Okay, go ahead.
At the end of the day, if we give high price to China, they the consumer. They bring their product to the United States, right? And we charge them a lot of money to sell their product over here. Okay, at the end of the day, the people that pay and suffer from that is the regular citizen. Because if they were bringing, I'm gonna give an example. If they were bringing a Jordan is made in China. If they were bringing Jordan down here for $5, and then we increase the price for $10, at the end of the day, it's the citizen. They're gonna increase their price. It's not gonna be $5 no more, because if we increase what they pay to sell the stuff here, they're gonna increase their price for selling the stuff here. Do you agree with that?
I'm gonna agree with this, right? We have a factory in China that creates Jordans, right? Who is that factory in China benefiting? Is it benefiting Americans or benefiting Chinese?
No, I'm gonna answer you straight, direct. At the end of the day, it benefiting when they make their product in China and they were selling it $2 in China, and they decided to bring it to America and sell it for $2.50, but we charge them a 50 cent extra, and we charge them 50 cents to bring it down here, and then we decide to get it priced up.
Hold
So
on. So
Jordan will
who's making
not be
that money?
charged.
Right,
Give me,
right. So hold on.
can you
Let
give
me.
me one sec? I know you know where I'm going at, right?
I know exactly where you're going. So I'm
Yeah,
saying,
but I want to hear him.
hold
Yeah,
on,
I
DJ.
know, I
Hold
know,
on,
I
DJ.
know. But
Hold on,
that's my
DJ.
big brother. We know each other. So go ahead, big brother.
Hold on. Let me say this. Think about this. You would
You
rather
say we're
I
going to
start
benefit
what?
the Americans. You
You
say we're going to save them money. That's the only thing they need to click
right.
on because it was a wrong
So
information.
more money in Americans' pockets, right, is better than less money. You would agree with that, right? More money in Americans' pocket is better than less money. You would agree with that, right?
Based on what we're discussing right now.
More money is better. So no matter what, if I make 100,000 and they tax me, let's say 50%, and now I'm only making 50,000, that sucks. But if I'm making 100,000 and maybe I'm being taxed like 5,000, and now I got 95,000, I'm winning. Now let me now let
I
Well,
think
the
you're
proof is in
deviating
the
from what we're
pudding.
now,
discussing. Now let me.
The
now
proof.
hold on. Let me address what you're saying about the tariff, about the
Yeah, I want you to go. I know you know where I'm going. I want you to be truthful with your partner. Talk about.
no, brother.
Can I say
I don't have no reason
this
to
one
lie.
thing?
I don't have no reason to lie. I don't have no reason to
No,
lie.
I know you're not lying,
When
but
did
I'm just saying,
when?
be honest with them. At the end of the day, the citizen gonna not. It will not save the citizen money. Thing
Okay,
prices can
so
go
first of
up.
What's going to
all,
happen? Here's what's going to
first of all,
happen.
we have our own minds over here, and we know how to
Right.
understand very
Yeah.
well.
Nobody's
China
dumb.
had their middle class, has a middle class where they never had before. You was either rich, the wealthy, which was, their communist party, however the case may be, or you were dirt poor. There was no in between. It
That's the
wasn't until the
conversation.
Democrats and the Republicans got together and incentivized our factories to leave here, gutting our middle
That's what I
class, and
mean.
brought
Would
it
you
to
rather
China, and
they
now they have a
benefit
middle class.
We
That's the
trying to
bottom
bring it.
line
okay,
to it.
so who really lost? Who really
Okay,
lost
because YT
in
did
that?
that
We
No.
lost.
Listen
for
up. Listen
monetary
up.
reasons.
Hold on.
Do
Everybody listen
somebody
up.
understand what I'm trying to go
Okay, hold
over here?
on.
I just want me
Everybody
and my big
listen up.
brother to discuss this. I
I
know
know.
he know what I'm talking
I
about.
know
I
exactly,
know.
but let me explain to you. You gotta listen.
Go ahead, big brother.
Nobody jump in. Nobody cut me off. Just listen.
Go ahead.
What Truth or Lies just said was absolutely right. China was not popping until we start incentivizing them to build this middle class. Since we start moving our factories over to the Philippines, over to Indonesia, over to China, uh, some are in the Middle East or in Turkey right now. Listen, we can't get listen. If I make a product and I try to sell it to China, I can't. They can't afford it because their tariffs are so high that I have to offset my price with the tariffs just so I can make some money. And the chances of them being able to buy what I got is slim to nothing. But guess what? They're able to do. They're able to sell their product over here at a cheaper price, and we can definitely afford it. And they're able to make their money because the tariffs are low enough. That's not fair, and that's not right. That's what I'm saying. It's not fair.
And we can afford their
It's
economy.
not fair that I can't tap into their billion people over there in China, but they can tap into our 400 million over here.
Well, why
It's not
YT
fair.
gonna be mad about that now? They the one did it
It's not
for
fair.
monetary
It's not
reasons.
about YT. It's not about YT. It's about
Oh
fair.
yeah.
So, brother,
It's just about fair.
do you want to give me an
I
opportunity to
remember
say
when it
something, big
started.
brother?
I was working
It's
for the
just about
railroad.
fair.
It
It's just
So
started with
now,
about
the steel,
listen.
with the steel.
I'm talking about fairness across the board. It's not fair. It's
no,
not
it's
fair
not fair to
that
the
I have
it's
to
not
pay
fair to the normal regular
and
people.
you don't have to pay.
No, we gonna
It's not
pay.
fair.
The regular people gonna pay because if China, okay, you know my business, what I'm doing. Okay, you know I'm in the car business, right? I'm gonna give an example. If
So
China were
exactly.
bringing
Let's talk
Toyota,
about cars. Let's talk
hold on
about
1 minute.
cars.
Hold
There are
on.
no cars in China that come from us because why?
No. Give me 1 second, brother. If China produced Toyota, Honda, Nissan, Mitsubishi, right? They are long-lasting car. So we got the middle-class people in the United States, right? We over here, I'm gonna classify myself to be a middle-class example. Now, if we buying car, is China bringing the cars over here to sell?
Why are they able to make better cars than us, brother? Are you going to be honest about that? It's not because
They,
we just make shitty cars, brother.
we cannot
Well,
produce Toyota. We
Hold on.
cannot
You
produce
know,
Toyota or Honda.
no. Let's go back to the cars in the 1950s. You know, those cars were amazing. Everybody wanted those cars that we were producing in the 1950s. They were made really, really excellent, really up to par. Before all the factories, the GNC closed down, brother, they were doing phenomenal. Matter of fact, Chrysler came in and saved the whole car industry with the minivan
No, brother. Brother,
back
correction.
in the 80s.
Jeep
No,
Chrysler,
brother, you
Cherry
don't
Jeep
know. Hold
Chrysler
on.
is not the
No,
number one
brother,
best car. The best
don't.
car America ever made is
Hold
GM.
on. I gotta mute you because you can't
It's
talk
what?
over me. You need to listen. We do make quality cars. The problem with the reason why we stopped making quality cars is because it was cheaper to buy their car. And they were able to make their car a little bit better because they could. You understand? They're making money now. They could. They can innovate. They're studying they're sending their people over here to research us and study what we want and make the cars that we want. We couldn't compete with we can't compete with cheap labor. So guess what we're gonna do? We gotta cut corners just to compete. But
That's
now, we don't gotta cut corners. Now we can go back to making quality cars once again. The cars that we were making in the 50s and the 60s were quality cars. They were cars that everybody in the world wanted because they were that good. But we had to cut corners to compete with other countries because they were able to make it better than us because they can do it cheaper. They got more manpower. It's just different. But now, when we bring everything back and make it fair, if we make it fair, apples to apples, oranges to oranges, we're going to make the better car. We're going to make the better car. And guess what? The world's going to want to drive our car opposed to their
Well,
car.
we
It's not like
invented
that
cars. We invented the
now.
automobile.
It's not like that now. But it's because when they're able to produce a quality car at cheaper and then sell it in mass and make more money, and we got to make a quality car and it's going to cost us this much money for people to pay, which one are they going to choose? They're going to choose the cheaper car that's also a quality car. So now when you put the tariffs the way they're supposed to be,
I'm just quiet because I'm just quiet because I want you to.
Guess who's going to have to cut corners to compete? They aren't. That's all
Can
I'm
I
saying.
say? Can I say something? Can I say something, big brother?
Go ahead. You know what I'm saying is true.
Okay, check this out, big brother. America, when it comes to the automobile business, United States build quality. They got quality and quantity. United States, we good for building cars that look good and look beautiful. When we're talking about cars that last longer, China and Germany, they build long-lasting cars. Yeah. Do you agree with me on that?
Yeah, because
Somewhat.
they're greedy.
Somewhat.
No,
I'll say this. Somewhat.
no.
But I'll
Foreign
say
cars are
this.
not built to last. We pay more for the labor and the parts.
Yeah, the parts, the
Stop
labor
it.
and the parts. But here's the thing. The cars that I'm talking about
You know what I'm talking about.
Cadillacs. I'm talking about the cherry red convertible cars that we had. Those cars were phenomenal cars, brother. Those are classics today. People still want them. People still got them. They're still dropping around. They last a pretty long time. I'm talking about the
And
cars
at
that
auction, they go
Toy.
for hundreds
All
and
right.
thousands
I'm
of
talking about
dollars
the
at
grown-up
auction.
plastic cars that we got today. I'm talking about the cars that were made by steel.
All right, brother. Check this out, big brother.
Those
All right,
cars,
this a man conversation now.
Yeah, because
those
but
cars
it
were
based on
lasting.
economic, right? What I'm trying to tell my big brother is, you would get a Dodge Charger. It's a beautiful car. You would get a Chevy Camaro. It's a beautiful car. You would get a Jeep Wrangler. It's a beautiful car, nice looking car. Now, when we talk about, we got quality and we got quantity.
Next.
Now, a Jeep Cherokee,
Brother,
a
why
Cadillac,
wasn't they able? Why wasn't
and
those
then
cars
these cars, it don't go over
listen,
200,000
but you're
miles
not,
and it break down.
but hold
A
on, you're not
Toyota,
being honest. I got you, but you're not being honest. You're not being honest because again, if the money was there to make those cars last longer, they would do it. But they had to cut corners in order to compete with the day's market.
so brother, big brother, what you trying to say?
You're not being
I
honest.
know you understand what I'm going at. I just want you to let everybody
But
know
no,
what I'm
no, I
going.
want you to be honest because I want you to admit that American cannot compete with the foreign cars because they're being able to produce it cheaper.
Because
and
they're
better.
paid cheaper
No,
over
we're not talking. We're talking about long lasting.
But over here, we're talking
Too
about
much.
long
Can I
lasting.
say something?
They gotta cut corners, brother. Whether you want to believe it or not, brother. I'm saying as an American, and I'm saying as we know, as we can go back in history, America thrived from tariffs.
American never built
Until
Toyota.
WAR came in when we start instilling something called income tax, and then it wasn't supposed to be forever. You're not supposed to be paying income tax for the rest of your life. That was never how it was supposed to be in the beginning, nor
Social
payroll
Security.
tax. Okay, that
So
was supposed to be a temporary thing because of WAR. But now that we're not in WAR, now that the economy is thriving, doing good, there's really no need if you just bring the tariffs back to where they're supposed to be. And when you bring the tariffs back to where they're supposed to be, you're going to increase the jobs, and then eventually we can go back to not paying any tax. Within the next 10 years, we can look at being income tax and payroll tax free, and now you have all your money. So
okay,
I think
so now, big brother, the question I got to ask you: if the tariff tax is so high, if we charge them high tariff taxes, at the end of the day, my question to you: who paying that money? That's the question I'm asking. If we charge them higher money to bring the stuff here to sell, at the end of the day, do you agree with me? Is the normal, regular people paying that?
Listen, it's gonna
that's
be
right.
but here's the thing: it's gonna be passed along to the consumer. But here's the thing: you don't have
Yes,
to.
ding ding
No,
ding.
brother, answer the question: who paying that? Is that the poor people paying that?
I just
Too
answered.
much.
Yep.
Too much. Let me say something.
Go ahead. Go
Let me
ahead.
say something. Look, this is what's going to happen when the tariffs are going to be raised on cars coming from out of Asia. The people in the United States won't buy those cars anymore. They will buy
Yep.
less of those cars, and they will start buying cars that are produced in the United States. You're talking about one moment.
That's the whole point.
You're talking about the quality of the Japanese cars. Do you know that the United States are the one who brought the knowledge to Japan, to those Asian countries, to let
Yeah.
them build quality cars? Because back in the days, those cars, brands that you just mentioned, the quality was very bad. They were rusting, the cars were breaking down, and you had European cars and American cars. Those were the best cars on the planet itself.
We still do produce good
So
cars. It just
you have to
be
go way back.
to compete.
You have to go way back. Yeah, you have to go way back to know how these car manufacturers came to this type of quality. It's thanks to the United States. And if the tariffs are being risen, if the Asians want to sell their cars in the United States, and the United States make them pay higher tariffs, that means the cheap labor in those countries have to pay their how do you say that, employees more money to work in the factories. So that's the change that's going to happen, because the West is still their biggest market to sell their products. When the West is raising tariffs on the products coming from those countries in Asia, they won't sell anymore in the West. And then to Africa. Africa has a problem, a very big problem, and that is this. Africa is right now at the at the edge to change itself. But Africa is only importing. Africa isn't exporting products like China is doing. China was at the same level as Africa itself, but the Chinese were smart. The Chinese said to the Western companies, "Come over here, bring your knowledge, bring your tech, bring your production over here, and then you can produce over here. But you have to teach our people how to produce and show them the knowledge." You know, and that's what they did. And then also the most important thing for you Africans is this: the contracts that the Chinese made with the West. You don't have those contracts. They are doing the same thing to my people in Suriname. So at the longer term, they are deleting Africa, because Africa is only going to consume, not produce. They are going to export. The only African countries that are using their mind are Burkina Faso, Niger, and Mali. But still, they themselves are in trouble because they are depending on outside countries to get to a certain kind of level, and that's not wrong. But they have to change also their policy. They have to look at how the United States is going to do it. The United States made mistakes, big mistakes, but they can change, and they will change. So think about that.
Okay, now I'm gonna answer. I'm gonna add to what you just said. Okay, now you talk about Burkina Faso. Now Burkina Faso just took France out of the business, right? And Burkina Faso is one of the only country in Africa right now that is growing, right? Okay, we got countries in Africa now building their own cars. Nigeria building their cars. Some other country, it may not be like how other European country looking or are the same. Now, what we got to understand to build our economy right here, and for we, the black people, or for our, I'm not even go be race or put race on it. But what I'm saying, for us to still be the world superpower, and we have to give to get. So if we able to get all the market over here, where we can control the economy from the beginning, because at the end of the day, we got 7 continents. United States is not just a country. Now, for us to be able to build our economy, Mr. Trump, what he doing right now, at the end of the day, is stay working with other countries to bring power back to United States. So at the end of the day, all the market can be here. You understand what I'm saying, brother? So what I'm trying to say is United States is not the only market, because we got 7 continents with a whole lot of countries. So at the end of the day, we're trying to keep the United States dollar value, because if we're not careful, as long as the United States dollar drop, we that in the United States, our economy will not be really strong. That's what I'm trying to say.
I'm gonna say it. Go ahead, Alfonso. Go ahead.
I hear what he's saying. He was talking about the quality and stuff, but you got to look at the tariffs was a bargaining chip by Donald Trump. He wants the people to come to the table and negotiate, because he said a lot of these countries were taking advantage of the country because of the
Exactly.
He takes advantage of countries.
Hold on, man. Let me finish.
Hold on, DJ.
He said that he was talking about the history of Europe and the history of I call it Asia, the Asian countries, because they had agreements in 1944 where they let them take advantage of this country. And he said now change these laws
A Marshall Plan.
it could be fair. Who said that? I didn't hear that.
Somebody
The
on the
Marshall Plan. I said it.
Yeah.
That's why they're in
I
our
didn't know all
communities
that.
taking advantage of us.
And he said
Because
that.
they come to our communities,
Hold on,
nobody else's.
Hello, can I finish?
Yeah, you can finish, but y'all need to look at the Marshall Plan. Somebody Google the Marshall Plan and find out what the Marshall Plan is all about, because that's what Alfonso was talking about.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
And he said that he was specifically talking about Europe. And I was in Europe, and a lot of the cars over there, they bringing them here, but a lot of our cars weren't over there, and that was an agreement of the past,
Exactly.
antiquated laws. And these politicians, they know that they getting kickbacks.
You
That's why
see?
they don't want to change.
Exactly. You
They
know.
don't want to change, and it's affecting not only in Europe. It happened in Japan, and I'm gonna call that we used to call it the Pacific or the PACAF area. All this stuff been since 1944, and they don't want to change. They don't want to change, and they
They
getting
bottom
kickbacks.
line.
They're getting kickbacks. Europe is getting kickbacks. I call it the PACAF. Japan and all these countries, South Korea, they're getting kickbacks. And now in the I think it was Jimmy Carter era, when China was producing stuff they considered it junk. I hope I don't get in trouble for saying that. Then they came over here and started studying us, going to our schools, and then they start bringing the factories over there, and they start getting hip. And they said, okay, we're going to take advantage of this. We're going to take over. And that's why they're going into Africa now. They're going to the islands.
Exactly.
Remember, Jamaica was complaining about them taking over, and they're taking advantage of some of these countries. Like, you owe us money, so we here now. Since we gave you money for this mine, it's our mine.
Yeah.
They're taking advantage of a lot of people. I'm not saying we're perfect.
China, right?
It's our port for 100 years.
So, big brother, you understand what I'm trying to go. My brother just understand what I'm trying to say. Now, I was not speaking on Africa or United States. I'm speaking on this is what I'm at, and this is what we got to do to protect our economy, our children. Because my kids is American. So, what I'm trying to say at the end of the day, we got to play smart because America is just a country. We got continent. So what the Chinese people are doing right now, they're like, okay, America, y'all want to be playing smart. Okay, it's fine. We're gonna let you think what you're doing is okay. But we're going to be investing in continent. Because continent is more powerful than the country. That's all I'm trying to say, big brother. I want you to get what I'm going in.
Well,
I get where you're going,
Wow,
but
that's very
you should keep this
confusing
in
because
mind.
America
Look,
is not just a country; it is a continent. This
No,
is the
America is a
Americas.
country. No, America
This
is
is
a country.
Americas. We have more. My goodness.
No, I mean United States is just a country, but we got continent that more. A continent is
America
more
is a
powerful than a
continent,
country.
sir. But anyway.
I'm gonna tell you why that's
Big
false.
brother, you understand what I'm trying to say, big bro?
Yeah, but I'm gonna tell you why that's false. Right? You're a continent, but you're not united in any way.
No, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about on the economy of the United States. I'm not going on the racist stuff.
But here's the thing: you, as a continent, it would be nice if y'all could do what Gaddafi was trying to do. It would be nice.
I'm not dead, bro. I don't want you to switch the conversation. Let's stay on economy to build our country, United States. Are we talking about the betterment of the country?
Let's keep it a buck. The tariffs are gonna hurt Africans too, and that's really what.
No, the tourists gonna hurt us as an American. We're gonna hurt us. The tourists gonna hurt us.
It won't. You know what it's going to do? It's going to make sure that Americans are buying their own products that are produced in the United States. They don't need to care about products coming from out of Asia or whatever.
Nah, brother, you sounding like a businessman. I want you to know a country cannot just.
Hold on. Let me finish what I'm saying. Listen, and it's gonna benefit foundational Black Americans the most because it's gonna force FBA to buy FBA. No more will you be going to the Asian that sells chicken. You're gonna make your own chicken. No more are you gonna be going to the Asian shop to buy your own hair because you're gonna own your own hair salon. It's gonna be yours. It's gonna come from you. It's gonna come from your community, and it's gonna force us to become America first, and it's gonna force us to become Black first, and that's how we're gonna survive. That's the new way on how we're gonna evolve and survive. and make it
Well, I
through.
hope it don't blow
It's
up in there.
important.
Yeah, and we're just gonna go back to our old ways. That's it. You know, when we produced our own food, we knew where
Yeah.
it was coming
Yeah.
from, so we won't be getting sick and dying and being unalive by all of this fake food and the meat glues and dyes and all that other kind of stuff. You know, we're gonna be able to make our own clothing and different things of that nature. We won't have to have forever chemicals in our clothes and all of this other kind of stuff. We're going to go back to being iron workers and blacksmiths and all of the things that we were doing before. You know, jewelry makers, all this stuff that we were doing before we started dibbling and dabbling with our enemies. You know, due to the so-called civil rights era, because that's basically what happened. We had our own communities and we were thriving in those communities, and everything was circulatory within our communities, and we were better off for it and wealthier for it. And then we're going to go back to who really have the land when we start, you know, uncovering our mineral rights and our land patents and really doing some real history.
Not to forget.
I saw when things were.
Hold on. What Emmett doesn't understand is that Black Americans, we know how to thrive in any environment, and it's just gonna
No, brother.
no, Emmett, it's just gonna force us to deal with our own. It's just gonna help out our delineation and make us stronger, not worse for it. It's gonna make us stronger.
Let me say this to that.
Big brother, I want you to understand to come on the platform as an African and talk for you to understand me because you're my friend.
Talk at the same
place. We never wanted the businesses to leave in the first place.
Can I come in?
I was in that generation when we saw the businesses drying up and going abroad. It started with the steel companies. We never wanted them to leave.
Exactly.
So I'm piggybacking off of what you said.
Youngstown, Ohio. What happened to Detroit, Michigan?
Yep.
What happened to all these places?
What
happened to the steel mills in the 70s that closed down, and Black people went from making a lot of money and doing really well
to making no money and
we're
being
hanging out on the corner looking for something to do.
You know who to thank for that?
Jimmy Carter.
Where you got?
About
I
Emmett,
always respect you.
Clinton.
if you want to be honest, you're
Big, no, big brother. I want you to understand.
Affect Africa.
My concern. This is what I live. This is where my kids from. So you know, for me to be friend on this platform, and I'm always on the platform. So if I get the boss to come on this platform, I speak from my bone, from my soul. I'm not
wrong in this one, brother. You're just wrong.
Black, white, or African American. I speak on because I'm from this country. So I speak. So no, you know me, and I'm part of this platform. So when I speak on anything that benefit the Black people. Yet, so we need to get that point straight. I'm not speaking on race. I'm speaking on what benefit us as a Black people.
It's not gonna benefit. It's not hidden like what you think it's hidden for. Black Americans, let me tell you something. We do not.
It can suffer us, brother. It can suffer us, brother, because when China now, when we start depending on our own stuff, first of all, America, we are in the country. Then let me give you another scenario. We don't grow
our own goods. We got our own natural. Listen, we don't need to buy gas from the Middle East. From Mexico,
we have our own.
From the white pieces of right. Getting the oil out of our own ground.
Yes, we grow food and we have farms. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? You don't know us China at this point.
We don't need to import food from other countries when we got farms right here.
Mm-hmm.
You understand what I'm saying, brother?
Who caused that? I wonder who caused that.
See, here's the thing. You don't remember.
Greed caused that.
You don't remember the 60s.
What? Who caused that, brother? I saw it. I was
Hold on, y'all. Emmett, you weren't here in the 60s and the 70s, Emmett. So you don't remember how Black people were doing phenomenal. How one father in a Black American home was able to provide for his whole family. Mm-hmm. One man went to work and was able to provide for his whole family because he had a good job working at the plant. You understand? You don't remember
I
that.
got that.
My
That's true.
grandfather
I
was
got
one
that.
of them.
You
I
don't
believe
remember.
you on that.
You
Now
don't
we're not in the
remember
70s
how
no
our
more.
grandfather. Hold on. You don't remember how our grandfathers always had money and they used to just hand it out. Here
Yep.
you go.
Exactly.
Here you
I
go.
get that.
Grandpa
Now, what can we do
was
so we can be
phenomenal.
the same?
But
What can we do to move forward?
Grandma
but
was
What can
well
we do
taken
to
care
move
of.
forward? To
I remember
live
back.
small,
This is
think
going to
small.
happen.
Okay,
This is going to happen, Emmett.
Yes,
South
sir.
America, the Caribbean are going to follow the United States. You're busy right now. They're going to follow because we were always American minded. Even Europe was American minded. But since the white people brought all those factories over to Asia, it stopped. You know, we're going to bring it all back.
Well, listen, it's only going to make America richer and other countries poorer. That's all it's going to do. Let's keep it a buck.
I think it's ticking
Let's
them
just
off,
call it
and they gonna want war.
Let's just call it out. It's only going to make other countries kowtow to America even more because they have
and they
to
don't want.
if they want to get in on this economy.
hope so.
we got.
They
It's
will
only
never
going to make our
never
dollar become stronger, even
Yep.
more stronger again.
Again, right
Because now it won't be over there in other countries circulating; it'll be here.
here. Yep.
See, our dollar gets weakened when it's outside the country. That's what you don't
It
understand.
weakens.
It weakens
Yes,
because
that's why
we got
Brother,
we print
brother,
more
how you
money
gonna,
and it's not
big bro?
coming back into the country.
Our
You,
money goes.
Our money is not what it used to be.
so B, that's why I said B, bro. You know you. Yeah, what I'm
It's not what
saying,
it used to be because it's
it's
not
not
backed by
used
anything.
right.
Once they
When
outsource the
we
money,
print more than what is needed, it weakens
right,
our dollar. And then when more of it's outside the country than inside the country, that doesn't do us any good. We need
right,
that money back here. Listen, we need that money back here circulating in black communities. And what's going to happen is them tariffs. Let me tell you another way. I talked about this yesterday. The tariffs is going to benefit foundational black Americans because now it's going to remove the excuse that there's no more money.
right.
They're going to have to pay us
So, are you
reparations.
trying to say?
Hold on, Emmett. Let me finish. They're going to have to pay
Okay.
us our reparations or admit and say F you to black Americans. They're going to have to just say, you know what? We can't keep lying to them because we got the money.
Right.
We're either going to say give them the big F you, and then they're going to see what that does to when they give us the big F you, because we're not going to take the big F you. We're going to be like, oh, we already knew y'all was like this, and so now we're going to do this. Or they're going to be like, you know what? We got the money. It's time for us to do the right thing. It's not even going to come out of their income tax anymore because the tariffs got rid of the income tax and the payroll tax. That's another thing. I don't want to use my tax money to pay for something that I wasn't even born for. I wasn't even born
Right.
into slavery. So why should I have to pay? Well, it's going to alleviate that. It's going to cut the deficit in half, and then now you can give foundational black Americans money. And here's another way where they can get the money without even paying for it. Just charge an extra 2-3% tariff on top of what they're already charging and call it the Black Marshall Plan and give that money to foundational black American communities and homes and families. And now we like, well, shoot, we got land, we got money.
Right.
Cool with America again.
And what they
We can all
not
be friends
So
again.
and what they
I
not
got a question
understanding
for
is
you.
hold on,
I
hold
got a
on,
question for you, big brother.
Emmett, hold on.
Let me know. Let me ask you that.
Hold on, Emmett.
Let's talk,
Because
brother.
what everybody not understanding is this: once tariffs go into play, and once everything get going, the black dollar will circulate in the black neighborhood 10
In the
times
black
more,
community now.
like it used to be.
We're not spending it
you
on
better
Gucci,
hope so.
Prada, and Chinese products. We're
Exactly.
spending
I
it
had
on
said that
black
earlier.
Americans. Yes, exactly what
100%.
you said.
Yeah.
You didn't lie. You didn't lie what you were talking about. You were telling the truth, and I was agreeing with you. Yes, the system
right.
was correct.
Yes.
And that's
I
all
agree.
I've been saying.
Okay, big brother. Now,
To strengthen
If you look at it,
foundational black.
big brother, you on your website, you got business on your website, right? You got businesses on your website, right?
You think my stuff comes from China? It doesn't.
Oh, you mute. I can't hear you.
I said, you think my stuff comes from China?
No. I'm about to ask you some question. You a businessman, right? You said what are some of the things you sell on your website?
I sell shoes. I sell T-shirts. I sell a lot of things, brother. A lot of things. And my factories are here in America, brother. They're
Okay,
not.
I know that. You know we know one another. Okay, I get that. Now your T-shirts and your hat and your caps you wear. And now you think I want to ask you, your T-shirts, your cap, and everything you sell on your website, is it produced from America?
I just told you that. Yes, it's made here.
You mute.
I'm not. Yeah, it's made here.
Your T-shirt is made. I'm not saying the printing. I'm not talking about your printing.
No,
I'm talking about the creator of the cotton. Is it made here?
My factories and my
cotton is indigenous to the Americas, sir. It's not anywhere else.
My factories.
We have factories over here and cotton over here, sir.
My cotton.
No, that's my friend. That's my big brother. I'm not going against what he's saying.
My warehouses are here in the U.S. That's how I'm able to get out fast shipping. Yes, it's here.
I know. I say your T-shirt. Where it was produced at?
My
your
T-shirts are produced here, sir.
The T-shirt where it was made.
My T-shirts are made in America.
One more time. Everything is produced in the United States.
America, please.
I just told you.
So they got. So you trying to tell me they got a company
that
produce a cotton T-shirt right now?
We have companies all over that.
What are you talking about, brother?
Okay, now
we just listen.
Are you insane?
Okay, these companies. We need to understand. We
have Egyptian cotton, sir.
Yeah, we've been had these buildings. We've been had these.
It's indigenous.
But what happened is when.
No, man. Listen. He know me very well. I got to get a really hard heart to come here.
Too much. You distorted, brother. I don't know what's wrong.
He know me, so I would say I'm an American, and I don't want to go that way. My family, my treasure is everything for you. I'm a businessman. He know me very well. I'm not talking against America. I'm talking about where we can make America get more power back.
Hold on real quick. Can y'all hear me? Am I distorted? Am I clear?
I can hear you. Now you went.
Yes. Now you clear.
Okay, I just want to make sure y'all
clear.
can hear me.
You've been speaking. We've been hearing everything
you're
saying. Some people are just hard of understanding.
Yeah, I think it's your internet. It's not mine. I think everybody can. I just want to make sure everybody can hear me. Okay.
You wasn't listening to the mic. It was loud.
Okay. Well, I'm back on the mic. I'm not touching.
Just right. I see. I can hear you quite good.
Okay.
I can hear you good.
Okay, Emmett. Just because you talk loud doesn't make it true, brother. Okay. You need to understand that. Listen, we don't need anything over there. We have all the resources and things here. If we go not continent, but if we go country for country, America's the biggest.
Right.
We're the biggest. Now we go.
So, brother, you're trying to tell me a country can operate by themselves or interchangeable with trade?
Yeah.
So you're trying to say United States, we American, we can operate by ourselves or not trade and interchanging. That's what you say.
We've been doing it,
brother. You don't know.
That's why you're trying to tell everybody here right now.
We've been doing it.
Can I say something?
So we don't need to intertrade. As a businessman, I know you to be a businessman. We don't need to interchange or trade for nothing.
The same things we get from them, we can get from ourselves.
And how we run. Everything you think that they produce better than us, we can produce better right here. All we got to do.
No. I'm not saying that. I say intertrade.
Listen, hold on. I hear what you're saying, but listen to what I'm saying. All we have to do is put the money back here, and we ain't
put the money there yet.
Of the best quality of products that you've ever seen on the planet. And if we get more foundational Black Americans running these things, it's going to be top notch because everything.
Yep.
Too much. One thing.
But the question I'm asking you, you're not answering it.
Hold on,
brother.
But I did. If
you're saying we don't need to intertrade, that's what you're saying. A country can operate with all not need to trade with other country.
You need to intertrade with us for your survival. We don't need
to intertrade,
right? For our survival, brother, because we can make everything here. And we can make it 10, 20, 30 times.
We did it
better.
We
than
did
any other country in the world.
And you think and you think what you're saying is facts.
Yeah, I know.
Right now. I'm not talking about tomorrow. I'm talking about right now. I'm talking about right now. You're talking about we don't need to eat the tree.
Yesterday, it is facts today, and it will be facts tomorrow. We operate.
So we don't. So right now, America can agree. We Americans can agree to stop all our trade right now and we will survive.
Because this is a continent in which these other partnerships that we have is a part of.
Listen,
okay,
we don't need.
America is not a continent. America, we are.
Let me say it like this so you can understand. We don't need anything from Africa. We can get everything in the United States. And even
I will not go into Africa.
Hold on. We can go into the Americas and just deal with just the America as a continent.
Exactly.
And we can do business that way. And we don't need nobody else. We can turn Mexico right now into China.
Overnight.
Well, that's what used to be.
Mexico
Before China
right
came,
now.
everything was made in Mexico.
We're actually trying to do it. Hold on.
I like my people.
Hold on. We're actually trying to do
our principal trading. Okay, so let's just go through it. Let's go through the numbers. This is as of 2023.
All right,
our
good night.
trading partner
I'll come back on the panel
and
tomorrow.
Canada. You know who's coming in third? China. They're coming in third. We do trade with Mexico, $798 billion in total trade, and in Canada, $773 billion.
You come back tomorrow, brother. But I don't know why it's hard for you to see. I don't know why it's so hard for you to see. We don't need nobody's oil.
Well,
we don't need nobody's.
I know
we
know
produce our own oil.
for him.
We can
But we got our own gas.
tomorrow.
Too much.
It was around when the white tees started this.
Let me tell you something. It's not about white tea. It's about money.
Oh yeah,
It's not white tea. It's money.
Yes, it is.
It's more for the
Yes,
money
it is.
than it
And
is for
when
a
I
skin
say
color.
that, that's what I mean.
Yeah, it's
White
all
tea,
about money.
their money,
It's all
power,
about the green dollar.
land. Well, that's why they moved everything.
So what people don't understand, look, I'm from Michigan. I'm from Detroit. We have an oil refinery and we have a gas refinery in Michigan that operates every day. So we still have our resources. We still use our resources.
Think about this. He's talking about prices being so expensive. Imagine when you're making everything in America, how cheaper it really is going to be because now we have to pay the extra cost of bringing it over here.
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't want to calculate that. That's just insane.
Because that's right. Because
it's actually much cheaper to get our own oil from here to drill. It's cheaper to drill, and Trump proved that and showed you. Because guess what happened? Guess what happened when the Democrats couldn't get that oil over here? They said, you know what, we better start drilling. And what happened? The prices
started drilling. Yeah.
Generation been screaming that forever. We didn't want the businesses to go. I was that generation that saw it. I was working. I was working for the railroad. We'd haul the steel and everything.
Yep.
It was ticked off. But that's white tea. And when I say white tea, I mean money and power. Because when you put a hook in your nose,
to employ our own people than have a bunch of people on unemployment living off the government.
Yep.
Come on now.
So where we are now, we saw back then that if you pull and shut down all these manufacturing plants and mess with the farms and all that, this is what you're going to get. We told them that back then. So here we are.
The factories affected what group the most? It affected foundational Black Americans.
Black Americans, yep.
I think.
It affected the white teas now.
Yeah, but I'm saying it affected us the most because
we was the
fathers in the home.
we was the driving force.
Family off of one income.
Yeah, we was the driving force, and we was the ones going and doing the labor. Them skilled laborers was us. So when those skilled laborers left, guess what happened? We were shut out. Right. We had to make ends meet by doing whatever.
Right. That's why everybody had a numbers racket. That everybody had a side hustle. Everybody had to come to my house and pay for these chicken dinners. Everybody had some type of hustle.
Yeah.
Because we needed to. Because Money wasn't flowing like it was.
That's what I was saying earlier. Like, the black dollar would touch the neighborhood 10 times before it even left. Now it's 1 or 2 and it's out, or not even 1, because
if everybody's rushing over there to buy fish from the Korean lady, and we're not making our own fish, we're losing.
Well,
Yep.
I got something to say. I gotta say too
much. Go ahead.
Who's that?
I got something to say. You guys talking about this? I kind of see what Emmett was trying to tell you. Yes, that we used to do. This country used to do a lot of this stuff. Donald Trump's making a lot of promises. I voted for the man. This time, this stuff is gonna take time. The infrastructures in some of these communities are destroyed if they exist at all. My little town in South Carolina, Timmonsville, South Carolina, it ain't no town. It's destroyed. The only people left now are the poor blacks, and they blaming the YTs for the condition of the town because
So that's right.
So I'm just saying the communities are
there's
devastated.
such a thing as the Office of Appropriations. Yeah.
Ma'am, I'm not sure what you're saying, but I'm just saying what I see. You got these small communities or cities, predominantly black. They were farming, and they had industry in there, and they devastated because they outsourced the jobs. They outsourced a lot of the jobs. They outsourced the factories to other countries.
So you're right.
Time to develop this.
Anybody from California on the panel?
I'm from California. I'm in California right now. I'm from California.
LA?
I'm in Southern California. Yes, ma'am. I'm in Southern California.
Okay, you remember what the Goodyear factory
from Detroit?
I'm from Detroit.
You remember the Goodyear?
I got a question for you.
Of course.
Off of Florence on the east side. You go east if you're in LA.
Of course, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. That dried up. That was a part of this whole thing we're talking about. Because I used to hate driving through there because it stunk so bad the rubber did.
Right, I got you, but guess what, ma'am? It's gonna come back.
Maybe.
It might not be a good year. It's gonna be something else, but it's gonna be phenomenal.
I hope you're right, man. Because he's making a lot of promises.
Listen,
it's gonna take time. I like the man.
I have a question for the man from Detroit.
Hold on. Everything is gonna take time, sir.
Exactly. It took time to destroy this. It's gonna take time to repair it.
Listen, our infrastructure is falling apart. Do you know that they're working on these roads every 2-3 years now?
Yep.
The infrastructure is that bad. That the road that they're putting out. Listen, they're putting out this cheap tar that nobody in other countries is using to build their roads with. They're putting up these cheap bridges, which are falling apart, that's supposed to be able to last 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 years, and they're only lasting 5 years.
Because it's not us. They're not the builders. We're the builders. So,
right.
Of course. And we would have did it much better, and we would have used the material that is long lasting because that just makes common sense. But some people don't have that. Now, I wanted to ask the man from Detroit, when the factories left and everything was shut down, what did Detroit do to revitalize their communities?
Nothing. Absolutely nothing. They could. It happened gradually. And what people don't understand is when they took this, Fiat took over Chrysler, and they so outsourced, and you still have the same companies, but Fiat is a foreign country. Company.
Yeah, Germany, right? German? Is it German?
I think they one of them. I don't know. I think
they are Italian.
Italian. Okay.
I remember
those things.
I remember that.
Yeah, when those things start happening, and then they still have plants here and there, but most of them shut down, so they sitting there empty, getting vandalized. People start really doing vandalism and tearing down the houses. They was using that as getting money, a way of getting money, and I believe it was more to it. Because the cops had stopped arresting people and said, let them do it. Now what you're seeing now is the turnaround. Because if you go to Detroit now, you see white tees walking down the street with little poodles now.
Little what?
That before.
Sound like
So what they did was let them tear it up, let them tear it down, and come in and buy up everything for cheap. And a lot of foreigners bought land, got a lot of land in Michigan, in Detroit, and they don't even be here. They don't live here, and they own these properties. They let them rot. And then when they sell them high. You know. So
Yeah,
now
so
you
it
got
seemed like they was doing gentrification,
yes, sir.
and
Yes, sir.
the black,
Yes, ma'am.
had something to
IT.
do with that. But what
So
they
No,
did
you
was
mean
they
black people,
came in with these
not white people.
initiatives.
no,
No, no,
it's
no,
everybody.
it's a certain company, and they full of
Hmm.
politicians.
Right.
So they what I heard, because I sat in their clubhouses, right? And I listened to their conversations and stuff,
Hmm.
even if they were on Twitter, that I would go in and I would listen to what they were saying. That's how I know that most of them, the majority of them, are politicians or people that work in GOV. And so what they had a plan. This
Exactly.
is the plan
Democratic
that they
ran
gave. They
city
said
by black.
Let her speak.
they'll
Let her
let
speak.
Cut her off. Let her finish.
they'll let their youth go in, their hipsters they call them, to go in. They won't come in until later. They let them start their businesses and all that kind of stuff to revitalize the community and all that kind of stuff after they done tore everything up and took everything. And then they get rid of them, and then they bring in the mixed use development in the high end. That's what they said. That's their
YT.
That's
plan.
What's mixed
exactly
use?
what. That's
What's that?
exactly what happened. Because if you
Hold on. I need y'all to listen to that again. I need y'all to really understand what she just said. Because what she just said, I know for a fact went over a lot of you guys' heads.
It
now
happened here in
I
Charlotte.
know it. I lived it. I know
I
what you're
heard her.
talking about.
It happened
Hold
here in
on.
Charlotte.
Okay.
Hold on.
Okay.
Say it again.
Hold on. She needs to cook on that for a minute. And she
Hmm.
needs to say it again because a lot of y'all didn't get it. She just told y'all the plan.
Right.
She just gave y'all the game right
Right.
there of what they're doing. So now we need to combat that. Now we have to defend
Hmm.
against that. We got their playbook. Now what are we
But see,
gonna
my
do about
generation knew that already when we saw it happening to us then. We knew it.
Yeah,
it?
because
No, no, no.
people want to
It's
be
different. It's different
kumbaya and
when
say,
you
"Come
it's
over
different
here,
when you
brother.
see it
Yes, brother, come
happening
here."
Right.
in real time versus when you
But
know
they have a
what's
plan.
happening
Yeah.
in real time.
When you see it and you know it, because look, I grew up in Detroit. I've been there for 38 years of my life. I just recently moved from Detroit. So I seen it as a kid, and my mother worked for the city, so she know a lot of stuff that was going on
Hold on, let her.
behind closed
I
doors.
need her to say it again so everybody can really get the full understanding. Say it
Yeah, yeah.
again.
True. One more time.
Yeah, so I sat in their rooms. I listened to them. They was on Clubhouse, and they was in on Twitter streets when it was before it was X, and I would go into their sessions and really just sit there and listen to them. I didn't care if they knew I was in there or not, but I would sit there and listen to them. And then they were just bold and brazen, and they said what their plan was, and they do that. They will do the incentives. Everything is really for them. Even if they say it is for inner city or urban renewal or whatever, it's for them. They'll send their youth in, right? What they call their hipsters or whatever, because they're down with you, right? Everybody kumbaya, they'll come into the community centers or whatever the case may be, but it's really just intel, because I believe in Charlotte, they're building $1 million homes in historically black communities and have dang near gutted everybody
Yep.
out of there, that was there. And even retired, school teachers and military people were not safe, and all of that had happened. So they send their youth in. The youth, either buy the home or they will, create the business in those spaces or corridors or whatever the case may be. Then they'll come in, get rid of their youth, get rid of those businesses or whatever, and then they'll bring in the high end mixed use retail and housing, condos, penthouses, whatever
Yep.
development, or
Come to Charlotte.
multi-million dollar homes and things of that nature. So
Come to
that's what
Charlotte.
they do.
You'll
Let me
see it
break it
now.
down. So
So let me
Charlotte,
touch.
North Carolina.
let me break
So
it
then
down.
that way the money is circulating in their communities. They have the project managers, the construction, everybody is going to get
Yep.
paid with
So let me
incentives
break
that
it
they
down.
said was for so-called people of color or minorities or whatever the case may be.
So let me break it down. Let me break it down so y'all understand. So let me put it in context. So let's say you got grandma's house. It's old. Nobody wants to live in grandma's house anymore. So they sell it. They sell it to whoever's willing to buy it. And that young 𝗖𝗁𝗂𝘁𝗂𝘁 couple moves right in next door into grandma's house. And what are they going to do to grandma's house? They're going to fix it up and make it better, right?
Yep.
Okay, so now they're in your neighborhood, and you're cool with them because they're the cool white people on the block.
Block. Yep. They got the little dog. I told you about the little dog.
They're not racist or nothing like that. But then guess
they're
what?
not spending their money. That's the key thing. They
and let me tell y'all, I'm glad she said that because that's at the format. Because what I'm about to say.
Let me finish.
Oh, go ahead. Cook.
And they're cool. They're you meet their poodle. They don't have any kids yet, but then they start having a couple kids, and they say, "Oh, we gotta move and sell it." And then you gotta. But here's the thing. It starts out with just one cool little white tea woman and family, and then you got the other house down the other block.
Yep.
And they start buying that up. Boom. Another grandmother's household. Somebody passed away, and they buy that one. And I'm just putting it in context for you. And then you know what they do when their family gets too big? They sell.
Yep.
And who are they going to sell to? Now that house turns into a grocery store.
Yep.
It turns into a liquor store. It turns into a gas station. And then all of a sudden now, everybody on the block is like, oh, no. We got to turn this into a shopping center.
Yep.
We got to build condos. We got to build sky rises now. So now they come in.
Right.
And then all of a sudden, you don't even know what's happening to you because you got all these young little mix. It's not just white people. It's Hispanic.
It's everybody. Yes.
It's the gay couple down the street. It's the LGBTQ. They're all just and everybody's like, hey man, it's cool. We're changing. We're more inclusive now. And then they sell. And who do they sell to? The rich and elite now. And now they take that house and they build a castle.
Yep.
Then they put a rocket ship.
Because I'm gonna tell you what happened in Detroit.
And then they build a sky rise. And before you know it, that whole community is just being destroyed. And now those people are moving and they're selling. They're moving out. The black people are just, there's too many white people over here.
Yeah, that's what's happening in San Bernardino.
I'm out here.
That's where you
all
are.
over.
Yeah, I'm out
You
here.
in San Bernardino?
And let me tell
I'm in the
you.
Inland Empire. Yeah, I'm in the
You
Inland
know
Empire.
what the big plan is? You know what
You see it going down drastically.
Oh yeah.
Let me tell
Live up there.
I know what's going on. I know exactly what's going on.
Because now look,
let me tell
you
you
go to
exactly.
Detroit.
Let me tell you exactly
Hold
what
on,
the big plan
King.
is.
One at a time.
What you said
Hold
too
on,
much?
King. I just wanted to say a couple of things. Now, if you go to Detroit, we have 3 casinos. We got football, baseball, hockey, and basketball all downtown. That's first ever in history where we got that much going on downtown in Detroit. Before then, the Lions was up in Pontiac. The Palace, the Pistons played in the Palace. That's out there in Pontiac. All that stuff was out there. Now it's back in the city. We have all 4 our baseball, basketball, hockey, and football all downtown. 3 casinos. A couple of highways is being built. They shutting down the freeway 3. I think it's 375, and they put in condos all through there. So if you go, we got if you go further into the middle of the corridor, like he was saying, it used to be nothing but druggies down there. I mean, those people, but they cleaned them out, put them in housing, put them in apartments off to the side, and they built up down there. Now they got the college district. They have the apartment district, and then they got the what's the name district. They all thriving right now. Where they got new restaurants down there. They got new organic this and organic foods, and now if you go down,
it's the hipster culture.
Oh, that's white pea stuff.
Yes. But what I'm saying is it go beyond color. Because now you see who really running things.
It's about color.
It's the
Okay, well, who's running things?
They can use the
Well,
LGBTQ community to come in and start buying.
they started up because they, like
It's
I
But wait
said,
a
they
more.
minute,
got
The
their
you
little
saying
puppies
main
now.
it's
thing
not
is
white tea running things no more?
No, it's elite different people. It's
it's
black,
Like
it's
white,
who?
Mexican, it's
listen, hold
Mexicans,
on, hold
white,
on.
black.
But you gotta
It's
hold on because hold on, real quick. We gotta slow it down because we're moving too fast. DJ, what you
okay.
don't understand is YT is not necessarily a color; it's a system.
System,
And as
yes.
long as they got YT people or people of color who have a YT mind, that's why they're able to use non-FBAs against us. Because
Yes.
all they got to do, see, this is what they do. They take the brightest of each group and remove them from their group and instill their
Hmm.
mindset in them. And then
Right.
they tell them go back.
And
And
get
then
your
they
people out of
create
there.
more.
Too much.
Yeah. Too much.
Wait a minute, I didn't hear what you said because somebody else was talking.
So what I'm saying is, it doesn't have to be a color. The system of YT supremacy doesn't have to be run by a color anymore. It just needs a system of people who think like YT supremacy. So they take the brightest
It was
of Black
always
America.
a team sport.
They take the
Yep.
Remember
brightest of the
that.
Hispanics of all type of non-FBAs, and they get them on code and put YT supremacy talking points in their mind.
But
It's
you got
because
too
of
much. You got
it's
some,
because of the fatherless homes why Black Americans are not doing well. It's
and
because they're
then,
not pulling themselves up by their
Right.
bootstraps. There's not enough opportunities, and they start
right.
talking with these talking points, and slowly but surely they start to believe that they're better than the
Then, yeah.
people that they came from,
And they
and that's
use some of our
all they
people
need to
too,
do. And
too
then it
much.
causes division between us and them because now we're like, oh, you're bougie now. Oh, okay, I see
Yeah,
what.
yeah.
Oh, so
So
they
now,
cause our own to do that?
right, we
Yes.
don't trust them, and they don't trust us. So we look at them sideways, and they're looking down on us like, oh, you ignorant people. The reason why you
Yeah.
can't succeed is because you don't try hard, and you just want to blame
Oh, so
YT.
divide and conquer.
Yes, sir.
Exactly. It's always been that. It's always been that.
They just figured
yeah.
out how to.
Buffer class.
They
It's
figured
called
out
a
how to
buffer
use our
class.
people against
They
us.
take a
They've been
buffer
doing that
class
all over the world and throughout history.
and
Yeah.
and put it between us and them. You see what I'm saying? So now this buffer class gets to be the gatekeeper of all our stuff. And so instead of us getting mad at the elite, oh, the elite's like, I didn't do anything. It's your own people who's doing that to you.
Yep.
That's how they do it. It's the same plan. It's the same trick. It's let me identify the brightest of the youth and let me get them away and let me start indoctrinating them. That's why college is so important. That's why college is so important because college is where they find the brightest and they start
Yep.
indoctrinating them with the YT supremacy and the liberal mindset.
And that's why they got our women believing, oh, I'm better than him. I got
They
this
do
degree.
it
I
with
got that
men and
degree.
women. They do it with gender. They do it with color.
Yep.
They do it with money. They do it
Yep.
with boss versus employee. It's the game. They've been running the same trick just on many different levels.
And it's
To where
so
you don't
it's so
understand.
crazy, but if you look back at the old films of Muskogee, the Oklahoma, when they were building, you seen the men, the women, and the children, and they were all happy and they were building together. It was no divisiveness. It was no politics when it came to our families. We were one unit. We were together and we were building together. And there was no age, class, and all of this other stuff. That is the stuff that they brought into it, and and got into the psyche of our communities and started dividing through all of these issues. That was a non-factor during those times, and that's the thing that we don't understand, and that's what we need to get back to, because there was no big eyes and little U's or all of this other stuff. It was just people together building and planning for their future and the future of their children children because that's what it was about. So that's what they managed to do, and it was a team sport, and they used the buffer class to do that, and that wasn't going on back then because those people weren't there. So this is some recent occurrence of what they started doing, and they keep it going by the propaganda machine. So when you're going, even the HBCUs, and I'm so sorry to but I just remember taking my children to it was sort of like a gathering where all of the deans of schools had came, and I heard what they were saying to the kids, and I was like, what the hey, what is that to tell them don't go back to your community and don't be around your family when because this is about you, and and you're just gonna come to resent them, and this. I'm like, what message are they giving to our youth? And that's not.
Come in and say this real quick. You're on point. Do you guys ever notice why there's such a disconnect between the youth and the adults? You understand, because you have to be in the school to understand it. Because they actually teach the kids that their parents don't know any better.
Yeah.
They teach. That's why I say
they do that.
If you send your child to school, what's going to happen? 100%. If they're going to grow up thinking they know more than you.
Yeah.
You don't know any better.
Oh, they do that anyway.
Even the propaganda of social.
Propaganda.
When we was younger, they never taught us that.
That's why there's such a disconnect.
Exactly. Even the propaganda of social justice, they'll do it there too.
Yeah.
They'll put in the kids' head.
So important. When your kids go to college, they don't come back the same.
Nope.
You understand what I'm saying?
They do not.
They think they better than you. They know more than you.
Even under the guise of social justice, they'll do it.
Yep.
That's what they do. They'll tell the smartest kids.
Is that why it's better?
Is that why what?
So is it better to go to the black colleges then?
They do it all now.
They do it
Somebody
all.
said.
I just told you what they
come back and
came
they're not
said.
Too much. So it's better for them to go to black.
I just told you what they told those kids, and it was a lot of them.
No, I'm talking about with too much.
I just told you what they said.
No, I'm talking about too much.
Yeah, so it's in HBCUs too. It's not just in regular colleges.
You gotta understand that the HBCUs
Do you know about the Boule?
are owned by the same people.
Hold on. Do you know about the Boule class?
Yeah.
That's another way that they get you to change your allegiance. When you join a fraternity, you change your allegiance. Your allegiance is no longer to your family. They try to tell you they're about community. They try to tell you we're about brothers.
About their community. That's it.
We're about all this stuff. But when you get really inside, it's all about, hey, if you believe how we believe, we'll give you opportunity. We're gonna give you a leg up, and you're gonna be above them. And your job above them is to keep them down.
Keep them down there. Yep.
Wow. So make sure that when all the resources trickle to you, but you don't let it trickle down to them.
That's true. That's true.
Oh, that's why
they do that. I've volunteered for schools. Right. I've been in there when they talk about opportunities for the youth, and they said only give it to those that are worthy. So I've seen it. I have seen it. So it's just not the HBCUs. It's just not the colleges, but it's in the high schools. And then I met an agent who said that they're in there. Is a lot of special interest groups are in those schools, and it's just not. And it's just not. The ones that you think you know about is all types of people in those schools around our children.
Yes.
It's like our schools is a feeding ground for these people, and we most definitely need to get back to community. It was a time that our children went to community schools and was in our communities, and our own people taught our own children, and not all these other groups and special interest groups feeding off of them. Whatever ideas or whatever, they do those projects and stuff, they take that and make millions of dollars off of your child. child.
Yep.
So you need to protect your child's
don't.
mind and their
And just
intellectual
because,
property.
and I want people to understand, just because it says black HBCU, don't they still run it? That
Let me
is
tell you.
still there.
Let me tell you.
They
It's
put
the
money into that.
HBCUs can be called the tetherpaloozas right now.
Yep.
Because most of your deans, most of your people in charge there, they're not even FBA anymore.
Nope.
Most of your professors, they're not even FBA anymore. They're in there under black.
Yep.
That's why we got to start delineating and
Yep.
calling it out, because they're over here cosplaying as us, and they're giving your children advice.
Exactly.
They're changing your kids' career path, saying, "Oh, you need to go into this."
Then, like I say, they still
you don't need
control
to. Oh, you
things.
don't need to be thinking about reparations, because that's a victim mindset.
Right.
Exactly.
Your kids
Too much. One moment. Too much. Because over here they have special I didn't know. It was a document that I got under my eyes. Someone sent it to me, and they have special training centers to teach these kids that they could be the future leaders, presidents, or whatever. That's what they're teaching them, and they are teaching them that they are going to implement the Singapore economic plan, because Singapore is a very successful
So
location.
there's something that these kids join. Y'all know there's something that these kids join. I forgot what it's called, but it sends them
I
all
never
over.
knew. I never heard about it. I never
Yes,
knew
it's
it.
a
What's it
social
called?
justice.
No. It's called a program
Social
that these
justice.
kids
It's under
join.
the guise of
There's a specific name that that a lot of these kids join out of high school and in college, and it sends these kids all over the world.
4-H, the 4-H or something, the
No,
4-H.
no, it's something else, and they send them all
I
over the world.
believe it is the
They build
4-H.
wells. They build wells, and
But it's
they help
it's the
underserved
4-H
communities.
program.
It's not called the
Yeah,
4-H. It's called
it's the
something else.
4-H.
It's called something else. It's called something else. I can't think of the name of it. If I say the name, y'all will know exactly what it is. And I'm telling you that these kids, they start out as volunteers or something like that, and then they end up being politicians at some point. I mean, it's a program. I can't remember the name. It's actually a name. What is it called? Oh, I'm going blank in the name of it. But they send these kids out of all. It's like Job Corps, but it's not.
Anna Reed
It
Corp.
was the 4-H, and now it's AmeriCorp.
What's
It's different
AmeriCorp.
ones.
No. What's it called? It's something Corp.
AmeriCorp.
It's something
Look,
Corp, but it's
someone
Peace
wrote it
Corps.
in the
Peace
comments.
Corps.
Peace Corps.
Peace
Who?
Corps. Let me tell you something. When your kids join Peace Corps, it's not what you think it is. It's not what you think it is. I'm just going to say that it's not. It's called Peace Corps. They send these kids all over the world. They say under guise, we're training leaders of the future. Peace Corps, you're going to help the poor. You're gonna build houses. You're going to do wells and all this other stuff. But what they're really doing is they're conditioning their mind. Peace Corps. That's exactly what it is. Peace Corps. I'm telling you, the Matrix is after your children. If you don't get a hold of your children, if you don't pass this black consciousness down to your children, they're not going to
They're
be able to
gone.
withstand the enemy. They're done for. See, the only thing I
Another
can
one
say that
is
helped me in life,
UNICEF.
UNICEF also. The only thing I can say that helped me in life was my dad instilling in me principles and made me a man of principle. If you don't make your kids, if you don't have a set of standards and principles in your family, somebody's going to come in and say, "Hey, it's okay to do this." Who said you can't do that? Oh, your dad, he's old school. He's old fashioned.
Exactly. That's what I was telling you. Under the guise of social justice, they would teach your children that they can make their own mistakes and they don't have to obey authority of their parents. They don't have to live like their parents. I have the morals or
That's outside the Bible.
Yeah, exactly. It's another divide and conquer, and they put it into their minds early. Do you know what you can do with an impressionable mind when you could tell them they can live like HEL double hockey sticks and marry a tree?
Y'all know about
But
the Boy
That's what
what you're
they're in.
saying right now,
That's
Y'all
what
know,
they're in
y'all know
our
about the
schools
Boy
doing.
Scouts and the Girl Scouts, right? Y'all know about them, right?
What about it?
no,
They didn't
before you
teach
do
us
that,
that when I
before you
was
say
coming up.
something,
That's that's
about
that's
that, but
loony.
this is the reason. This is the reason why these Africans are attacking you and are attacking my people also. That's why they are in your on your account trying to convince you to be African or whatever. That's
Why?
where all this comes from.
Why,
Because
King?
the Africans, they don't know the past. They don't know, starting from the
Oh,
70s, what we have been through.
oh, over here, yeah. And you know what's so funny about that? Now you go to their country, we're just as humble because we know where we're at and we know our place. We come to learn. We have a thirst. But when they come over here, it's like they're offended and inferiority complex, and they know all this and that. And even when they come here, like I want to you bringing Africa over here, so I want to know some things. Don't
Mhm.
nut up on me. You
I don't
ever
want to know nothing about them. I only want to know about myself. And I'm thankful that you guys are here, still here, because they are trying to erase us so that we don't speak about the past anymore. That's what they are
Yeah,
doing.
Yeah.
facts, facts.
I only want to know
That's
about
the reason
myself.
why
I
they
don't want to
got.
know
And,
about
and
Africa.
another
Keep your
thing that they
Africa.
have done is they are trying to erase the past by getting rid of the things that they used to classify us as. And that's what Obama did. That's what he did. So they can erase what was in those documents so we won't be able to talk about those things because they say, oh, that's derogatory term. But those words tell us about the past, and they are on documents to tell us about who we are and what this place was before they
Right,
started to change the narratives
But they
right.
don't want
or put
their
the
history
narratives in
thrown
there.
back in their face, and they don't want anybody to learn about them. And you learn about them from their past and match it. At least I'm from the past, and I can match it with the president because I have something to measure. By
Well, see,
I can measure the past with the present.
thank God, we have people. We have people in our family that are living to 90, even 100 years old.
Yeah,
They're still alive, and they can still remember what was going
yeah,
on, and they can tell us. So if you got some elders in your family, it's time you get your
get
pen
in front.
pad
Yeah.
and start taking notes when they start speaking and start asking them specific questions about the past. Grandma, how was it when in this time? What was schooling like? What was social life like? What were music like? What were things on the television that you didn't like and that you did like? What was considered socially acceptable then? That's not socially acceptable now. What did they call you? What's on your birth certificate? You got to start asking these questions and writing this stuff down, and then compare your notes based on what they were doing then, what they were doing now. See, they want you to believe that Step and Fetch was amazing. But if you pull up some old newspaper clippings of what Step and Fetch was doing back in the day, you had black people appalled at some of the comedy that we hear today. And if we talked about it back in, it would be like, what? No, we didn't like that. That made us look bad. No, 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 that wasn't funny at all.
Hmm.
You gotta
Can I
go
ask
back.
King a question?
Go ahead.
King,
Yeah, of course.
um, are you black or
Can't you see my picture?
not really?
Oh, okay, I'm black. I think I'm a little bit darker than you.
Oh, well, yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
So you were born
from
here
the
in America,
Netherlands.
or what's your
Suriname,
lineage?
Suriname in South America.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
All
yeah,
right.
yeah. He's from the Netherlands.
Man, I love it when South American people get to talking about how indigenous we are.
Say it again,
I
Luke.
love it because,
Luke, okay.
huh?
I'm saying, say it again. I didn't
There
hear
are
what you
not many who speak like that, but I hope I can achieve it to teach my people to know who they are and that the land belongs to us, not to the ones that they call the so-called natives. Because I see they are pushing my people out of the country, making my people believe that they are Africans and that they have to go back to Africa or whatever. And that nonsense should stop. I never been through this type of nonsense. And there's a lot of racism all over the world against us. Also coming from the Africans. And I have nothing against Africans, but the way they behave these days, I don't like them.
And you know what's crazy? You know what's real crazy? They say that we listen to the YT man about YT man sources, but the whole out of Africa theory is a YT man source. There's a bunch of YT scholars that came up with it in general. And when I bring up the simple fact that our educational curriculum was implemented by John D. Rockefeller, Franz Boas, Walter Plecker had a hand in it, and even Henry Ford had a hand in the construction of the 9 to 5. But like once I bring up that regardless elementary, high school, or college, that whole educational curriculum belongs to YT elites. And every time I bring that up, they get real mad, blow up on me, and drop me off the panel, whatever, you know. But it's indisputable that those are reasons that you should question what they teach you, especially the whole out of Africa theory. How is that possible when there are melanated people all over the earth, including China, Japan, in the places they don't show them more? That's where they're at. There are people there that's indigenous to those lands that are never propagated of living there. And people don't realize the veil that's been pulled over our eyes, and they don't question enough, you know. And it's almost like they'll quickly call you a conspiracy theorist to dismiss what you're saying, but they don't ever keep it intellectual. They always say certain intellectual words, but their whole dialogue is emotional.
Exactly.
And I'm gonna land there.
Okay. Well, you know, the college Spelman is named after John D. Rockefeller wife.
His wife, yeah. Hold on,
and I bring that up all the time, and it never gets addressed. They look over it and dismiss it.
Yeah, that's a fact. So let me say this. I want to hear from Monique, because she said something in the comments that I'm curious about. And I want to tell you, listen, I got to get some sleep because I got to wake up in the morning to do another live with the business syndicate group that we have on TikTok. Okay, you guys are welcome to come in and listen. I got some ideas and some things that are going to help us move a little bit faster and help us get back on track on what we started, because we got off track. I think somebody got sick and the emails didn't get sent out, and then nobody was meeting up. So we got to get back, to the swing of things. So we're gonna move to that.
Real quickly, what y'all think they're gonna do what y'all gonna do when TikTok leaves next month? Or do you think that's gonna happen?
I think
because they got him again in court.
It's possible. I think Trump is going to save TikTok though, because it's in his best interest to save TikTok. So I don't think Trump is going to allow TikTok to go away, especially after he knows how positive it did for him to help him in winning the election. So I think Trump is going to save it, and I think Trump has been openly about it, saying that he's probably going to save it. So I don't know what's going to happen next month. I am on something called Lemon. I don't like it. Lemonade.
Oh yeah.
Hey, you want to go to Super Live? It's better, and you can go live without all the problems.
Okay. Well, tell
me.
What
you call it?
Super Live. I'm on there now.
Put it in the chat. Put it in the chat. Can you write it and put it in the chat?
Yeah, I got
put it in the chat.
Thank you.
Super Live.
And I'm gonna check it out. Because I really want to speak freely. Are you saying you can speak freely?
The app for it?
Yeah, and then like they kind of you still got to watch what you say, but it's not as harsh as here.
Yeah, TikTok is woo.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna check it out. How long has it been around? Is it new or?
I don't know how long. I can find out, but I'm on there now, and it's pretty decent. You can still have a panel and everything.
Okay. Okay, well, I'm gonna check it
Yeah,
out.
TikTok censored the BLK community a little too
They
much.
did.
Yeah.
They did, and we need a
And you
black
know what?
equal rights bill.
They blocked me. They blocked my credit cards. There's nothing wrong with it. I've been buying, TikTok shop, and so my vendors I go to, I can't even use my cards. I'm like, what is going on? I've been
Have you
buying since June.
Monique,
have
what
you ever
They want
used
documentary
any
you
of
you.
your
talking about?
funds? Have you ever used any of your funds in a panel and gave a galaxy to somebody that they dropped that actually speak from our perspective?
No, I'm strictly talking buying devices and commodities,
Okay.
Yeah, so they have this thing where you have to declare your identity, and if you don't, they was giving people a certain time to do that, and if
They
you
never
didn't, they said
said it to
you
me.
can lose. Oh, well, I don't
They
know.
never reached out and said anything. They just cold turkey just blocked me from, and I'm trying to purchase some things I've been buying since June, and the products have been excellent.
Okay. Let me hear from Monique real quick because I'm about to shut this live down. So I got to get some sleep. I got to at least 5 hours in before I jump back on live at 6 a.m. tomorrow. So, Monique,
Hey, how are you doing?
good. How you
How's
doing?
everyone?
How you doing, beloved?
So yeah, I was wondering if anybody's seen this documentary I watched last night. And it is described as the documentary talking about the descendants of the last slave ship to come to America.
Is
It
that
was
on
the
Netflix?
last slave smuggled into America. It's
You said the
the ship
documentary?
itself was called the 𝗂𝗶𝗴𝗵𝘁𝘀, and it happened in
Oh man.
Alabama.
Okay.
Go ahead and build, sister.
It was a shipwreck. No, I was wondering if anybody else seen it. And
Where can we watch it
I
at?
ain't seen the documentary, but it is a lot of propaganda out about that right now.
oh, okay.
Yeah.
Netflix, but I watched it on Disney Plus.
Okay.
Yeah, they were talking about pieces of the Clotilda, but they got these unidentifiable pieces that they're claiming are pieces of it, but they can't prove it. It can't be proven. It's just going off of speculation. I mean, it's going off of conjecture for the most part.
Hmm.
And that's what they do with us. Look, we had a camera since the 11th century. We had the capabilities of making the still frame pictures in the 1800s. Why isn't there not one picture of any of us on these so-called ships? And why is it that they showing a model of a frame having people stacked on top of each other as an illustration? It's not even a real depiction. It's an artist rendering illustration of what they think had took place, not what actually took place. And if you're a medical professional and you know about how airborne diseases, blood, the red stuff diseases, and you're 3 months out and you're done like that, and all of the stuff that can happen, dysentery, all of the infections, staph infections, this, that, and the other. Come on, how would they survive? And where was the food and the water? How would they survive? And what they show in that museum is a cog, a COG. Now you tell me if you go and you look at any film of the oceans, and those 250-foot waves, those whirlpools and storms that happen out there, especially during hurricane season, tell me how did that thing get anywhere? So they have a whole bunch of conjecture without actual proof. And those men that said all of this stuff, those YT men that said all of this stuff, they couldn't even trace their heritage or ancestry back past the 1800s. I would just look at the world fairs. I would go and do your own genealogy. If you get stuck, go get some help on doing your own genealogy and listen to your family members. They knew it best. If your family members told you what you had, then that's what it is. And then another thing is, if you know it has heavy accents, you would be speaking. It would be some words. It would be a whole lot of evidence, some things passed down, a whole lot of evidence of. Things just don't go off the rails. It would be traces of. You know, we wove baskets, we did our quilts. It's certain things that we did. We did our three sisters, you know, planting, making the soil rich and dark. You know, we it's certain things that we grew up with. You know, we had our fig trees. We you know, our gardening, everything that we did, our clothes, everything that we did. You know, even right down
Remember.
to the way we wore our hair. You know, you have to find these people because they had tribal scarring. We would still be practicing certain things to this day.
Mhm.
All right.
Well, yeah. I just wondered if anybody seen it. I found it interesting. I know, you know, it's supposed to be the story of the last survivor of that
I'm gonna watch that.
shipwreck.
I'm gonna check that out. I'm interested in that. And it's a
Um,
documentary, right?
yeah, it's a
It's
documentary.
not a movie. It's a documentary.
Yes,
Okay.
it
It's
is,
on
and it's from a, you
Netflix
know,
and Disney
there was
Plus.
a, huh?
It's on Netflix and Disney Plus.
Yeah. It's supposed to be on Netflix. I didn't see it on there, but that's what it says. Like online, it's on Netflix.
Okay.
Um, but it was the story from a book that was written. Like somebody was interviewing the last survivor and wrote, you know, the book, and then the documentary was made. Somebody went out to the waterway, the canal where this ship is supposed to be. So yeah, I found it very interesting, and you know, um, it just it really intrigued me, and I want to see if anybody else seen it and had any input on it.
Name it one more time because my phone's about to
I
die.
haven't seen it, but I researched it, so
What's it
I'm
called?
very familiar with the story.
Uh-huh.
What's it called?
It's um
Is it called Barakoon? Because
last
she wrote
name.
something in the comments.
Barracoon document. Is that what it's called?
Yeah, Barracoon. This is the story of the Barracoon, but it says the name of the documentary is the documentary tells the story of the Clotilda and Africa Town.
The story of the last cargo.
Yeah, oh, it is titled Barracoon. Okay, yes, it is titled Barracoon.
Yeah, there's books and everything about it. Hey, man, my phone's about to die, you guys. Hey, I'll see you guys tomorrow.
Much
I'll be
love,
on
brother.
tomorrow at 6 a.m. Hey, everybody on the
Alrighty.
panel, man, appreciate y'all.
All right.
Hey,
Thank
good.
you.
Happy
Much
Sabbath,
No
love.
problem.
everybody.
Good shopping with you guys. Everybody have a good night, all right? My phone's
Peace
about to
and love,
die.
family.
Yeah,
Good
take
night.
care.
Good night, and thanks for letting me out.
Yeah, no problem. Take care.